I should not tell you, but I'm gonna.
Attack left lane.
Oh, please. I'm sorry to bring you guys down.
No. Ooga booga ooya ooga ooga ya. Attack the Gold Fury.
I literally was looking for them. I'm like, where did they go?
Group up.
No, don't tell people how to play Zeus.
Oh, you're fuzzy wuzzy. Let's not hurt them too bad. Let's make them scream!
Freedom can never be stopped. America be with you. Split push.
Howdy folks, Dirtnap's dad here. Welcome to episode 19 of Split Push, a Smite podcast, mostly from the console perspective. Getting some other views in there now though, with some branching out into Xbox and some PC. Along with me here today, first up, it's Yuki.
Hey, what's going on, peoples?
And we got Beagle Girl.
What's up, humans?
Oh, and there's Guy.
What's up, everybody?
Of course, we got Dirtnap Dan.
Hey, what's happening, everybody?
And special guest here with us this week from HiRez, it's Aggro.
Yo, what up?
Ha-ha, our first HiRez employee, man. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Oh, please.
No
I'm sorry to
kidding.
bring you guys down already. It's gonna be rough. Let me tell you now.
Yeah, our following base is going to be cut in half for this, but we'll do it.
Don't worry, I'll cut the other half away.
It's a sacrifice we're willing to make.
Oh, that's right.
That was a bad clap.
It
I
still
totally
works.
missed myself.
All right, well, now that Beagle smacked herself across the face, we're going to talk about some games of the week, but real quick, just a side note here. HiRezAggro only had so much time available to him, so we actually did a recording with him last night where we recorded all of the questions and answers that were asked of him and what he replied back. And he also helped us out with our session of progression, gave us some insights on our god there. And, of course, we gave him time to plug himself in the end for a farewell, but he will not be with us here for our Games of the Week discussion, the patch notes, or, other miscellaneous that's laced in throughout here. But Games of the Week, I'm going to kick things off this week here first, and, then maybe we'll throw it over to Beagle after that, 'cause I think she's feeling frisky. And I use that term because the first game I want to talk about is an arena game that I played. And we played a couple arenas because we've just been kind of playing whatever the lowest timer is, which is a kind of nice way to, surf around the different game modes. But I wanted to play Hades, and we're in an arena, and somebody else locked in a mage, and it was Vulcan. I'm just like, I don't want to do the double mage thing. I'll wait and, not do it now. But then, a couple matches later, we ended up in an arena again, and this time, we only had one random, and they didn't choose a mage. And I'm like, hey guys, I'm still feeling a little frisky here. I'm going to play me some Hades. And, I'll tell you what, I was feeling frisky. So, our random was Al Kwong, and we had two randoms. I apologize now that I look at it. So it's just me, Dan, and Beagle. Beagle was Neith, and Dan was Nija, and then we had an Uller and a Al Kwong. And, well, let's just say I went 10-4-19 and was cackling maniacally throughout the whole match. It was just too fun, too fast. I started off with Bancross right out of the bat, and boy, that really, really, really helps your sustainability early on. A lot of times, even with Hades, I don't go that quite right away in these, non-conquest modes, but I think after this match, that, we talked with Paul a few weeks back about, buying that first on Hebwa and the reasons why. Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. That's, at least for Hades as well, you can throw him right in there. That is a great item to start. And it was it was wrong on so many levels. And yeah, just a really great game. I did get Ymir to Diamond, so I was happy about that. Finished off the big guy there. And just another moment I wanted to talk about. We played a joust, and I was Kuzenbo. Because, you know, I mean, who doesn't like the big guy? You know, if you don't like the big guy, you ain't playing him right yet. And y'all know how I like to play him. I like to build health, get that big tough Nene out there, you know, with lots of hit points. But this time I was a little bit more balanced, you know, because I was, you know, had to play the main role of the tank and not just the annoyance here in an assault or something like that. And I got 3 kills that match. And I think all 3 were just, that guy thinks he got away. Nene, sick him. And the best one was I dove Phoenix because that guy got through Phoenix, and I'm just like, Nene, go! And I threw him out just like a Pokemon, threw that sucker out there, and right before the guy got to the fountain, wha-bam! Hits him, slows him, takes him down for the kill. And I was just like, yes, that is why I play this game right there. And then Beagle and Dan and I were playing around with some classic Joust as well. And I haven't played this guy in a while. I haven't played him in a while because I actually ended up having like 2 people at 666 worshippers. One was Athena, and then the other one was Kumba. Well, I had gotten Athena in Assault, so she moved away from that number, and I'm like, you know what, let's get Kumba off that too. Oh my goodness, it's like they went for, what did they went with a Hachiman, a Chang'e, and a Terra. But the Terra went like damage. She was going for, hey, I got this big circle and I'm going to dash through it immediately every time. I'm not trying to heal with a Terra. But yeah, it was like she would dash through to the back line and then Hachiman and Chang'e would start to come up and I'm just like, oh, I'm kind of tired, you know. Oh, you guys are stunned and I'm leveling that first. Sorry. Meanwhile, Dan and Beagle are taking care of Terra back there, and it was just wrong on many, many levels. But my highlight of the week, and maybe one of Dan's too, we were in a clash. And y'all know how clash works. You don't really know who's winning that game until the final drive is, oh shit, they got it now, you know? But we were up against this team that was pushing us down and pushing us down. We had some fight back, but it just, you know, we weren't quite, you know, able to hang with them for the longest of times. But early in the match, I'm playing Ra. Y'all know I like my Ra. I like my beams. I like my snipes. I believe it might even been First Blood. Was a maximum range snipe. Second kill, maximum range snipe. One time, one of our someone was trying to escape around the backside of their tower through the blue camp area, and I came over. I don't think I saved him, but all 5 of them, right there in a clump. I mean, literally in a clump. I'm just like, oh well, fuck this, raw alt, and the numbers just flew up. I mean, the funny part was it was 888, 888, 888. There was like, and I got 1 kill out of the bunch, and the rest of them ran like crazy to get the hell away from me. But that wasn't the first time or the only time this match that I would get a massive raw alt. They were pushing phoenixes. They had 1 phoenix down. They hit the other one. They were chasing to get kills through the jungle to finish us off so they could just wipe out the Titan. I'm spawning, coming out of the fountain, and we had a Ganesh on the team. I forget who that was offhand. Not scrolling to look because I just need to tell you guys about this. Dan was playing Hercules. And I'm just like, I don't know who exactly they were chasing out of the jungle. It may have been Dan or Ganesh, or I don't know.
It was me.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was you. They're coming out of the jungle. I'm like, that's all 5 of them again.
When aren't I getting chased out of the jungle by 5 people?
But I'm like, my alt's up. They're all coming out that little entranceway there. And I'm like, I'm queuing up for the raw alt. Ganesh throws his alt up. I threw my alt in and hit like all of them. I think I killed 1. And then Dan just did a bull rush, picked up all 4 of them across the Ganesh alt.
No, it wasn't across. It was literally from pillar to pillar, hit all 4 of them.
Dude, it was just great.
It was like a straight
quadruped.
line shot, pillar to pillar. I could not see anything. I literally did it out of panic, and like I knew they'd be coming through, so I thought maybe if I CC'd one for the team, you know.
Oh, was I in that
But
match?
instead,
Was that Ganesha? Was that me?
I think that was you. I think you were in that because you were complaining about playing Clash.
Oh, I believe it was definitely me, Ganesha. Yeah, I got to play my little plushie skin, and I was making them jump up and down and squeak, and it was amazing.
Yep. All right, so Beagle, you were Neath, and oh, dude, that's when we picked up that one guy from your stream, guy.
Yeah,
Ryu Neves.
Yeah, Ryu Neves. Eves, Ruin Eves or something. I'll look it up. I'll pronounce his name.
Oh, yeah.
So we had picked him up. He was playing some Loki. And oh my goodness, it was just a great match because it was a very, very tough match. They had an Awilish, Artemis, Amaterasu, Ao Kuang, and, you know, one of the banes of my existence recently, I've seen a lot of them, Poseidon. Yeah. But, I will not forget Quadra kill! And Dan's just standing there kind of like looking back and forth a little bit like, what the fuck did I just do? like what did I do? And then he's like, you know, he's in complete silence, but his character's just turning back and forth just a little bit like, what I do? And then he's like, did I just, what the?
I literally was looking for them. I'm like, where did they go?
Dude, the only thing that would have made that better is if I would have killed all 5 with my ult. But, you know,
no, it would have been better if I got all 5 with my push.
Yeah, but, you know, I want to be better than you, so it would have been better if I would have got all 5.
Well, doesn't everybody, but they try.
Needless to say, we took that, went right down the lane, took out the Titan, and won the game. That's how Clash works. People, my 2 bits of advice for you with Clash is, A, pay attention to the minimap, because you're going to get crashed on from odd places at all the time. 2, don't give up, because you can get pushed the whole way back to Titan, you get 1 deicide, and you can go win the game. Alright? That's my 2 bits. That's my games of the week. Beagle, I know you've been itching to talk about a game here, so I'm going to throw it over to you.
Alright. Let me go to the first page, because that's where it's at. Alright. So, the other day, we were playing Assault. It was me, Dad, Dan, and Guy. Guy was Outwash, Dad was Baron, Dan was Tyr, and we had a random Kraken. And, oh my god, this was so unexpected. Like, oh my god, I can't even right now. So, I was playing Uller, and I went 11, 6, and 11, and let's just say, I must have been like, I don't even know that night, because you want to know how many snipes I hit with my 3?
Dude, it was
like,
amazing.
All of them. I swear, there's like not one
I'm pretty sure
no,
I
missed
I
one.
had like 17 assists with Opwash, so yeah, you're hitting all the assists. All the end blast hits.
Dude,
they thought they got away.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, like, oh my god, I hit them so perfect. Like, I forget who it was that ran at me. I think it was Kali. She tried, yeah. No, it might have been Sirket. I'm not sure. One of the assassins. They ran at me trying to kill me, and as they were backing up, guess what I did? I used my 3 and put it behind her as she backed up, and she ran into it, and it killed her.
Dude, that was a fun match, despite the enemy team did end up having a feeder on it. I got killed by him once. It was a headlock.
I disagree. That match sucked ass.
Well, yeah, you were having a sauerkraut of a match, but...
Yeah, but oh my god, it was freaking hilarious. I just didn't know. I was just like, this can't be me. I must be like, I don't even know right now. But actually, I have another game I want to talk about too. I played Ao Kuang for the second time, but like the first time in a very long time. And it was still... Oh wait, no, this one was just me, Dad, and Dan. And I know Dad was streaming that night.
Mm-hmm.
And I went 6-3 and 11. And I mean, there was nothing really like great that popped out of that match. It was just, you know, I played a really good game. But then at the end, we won, and I was like, oh my god, dude, I should play Al Kwong more. He's really fun. And Dad just goes like, I almost just spit water all over my computer. I was like, wow, okay, rude. And then he's like, no.
We had a dicey victory sighting in the stream chat.
Ooh.
So I was all excited. I saw the GG pop up, and I'm like, oh my god, I almost spit, I had literally just taken a drink and literally almost spit it out all over my computer. It was a last minute, like, pinch of the lips that saved it.
Yeah, like, I was just about to say, wow, okay, that was rude.
And I'm like, no, dicey. I spy with my eye a dicey in my chat. It was good to see you, brother. Glad to talk to you. I know you gotta get some things in balance in life, but I'm looking forward to playing with you again soon. Yes,
one more.
Yes.
One more.
Okay, one more.
I played Capri the other day, and okay, it was a loss. It was an assault. I sucked so bad, but at the same time, oh my god, this one I think it was just me and Dan, and it might have been someone else, but their name is not showing up, so I don't know.
Maybe Yuri.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah, Yuri maybe.
Yeah, probably one of them.
It hasn't been Yuki. He's unfortunately been working overtime this week. Oh, which also I forgot.
Oh yeah.
He's not with us here for the second recording because he had to work overtime again today.
Wow, Dad, how
poor Yuki.
That's so neat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, okay,
he tried.
I was okay. Like, I was building full tank, and I was just doing amazing. Except I could not hit my ult on the right person at the right time. Like, God, I'd try to save someone, but this other stupid person walks right in front of him, and it puts it on him, and I'm like, are you serious? And then I try to put it right in front of me. Not like right in front of me, but a couple steps in front of me. It puts it on me. Thanks, game. But yeah, I ended up going 6, 8, and 23 that game. Yes, 6 Kepler kills. It felt amazing. And at the end of that game, I ended up trying to buy a mask. But I think the game ended. Well, no, because I did buy the mask because I had that item yet, and it was really fun. I never really actually even got to use Ragnar's mask because the game was pretty much over. I was like,
so
I wanted to see
you've
that.
basically been building a lot of defense and then capping it off with Rangas in the end, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll be nice here and I'll share my secret. If for some reason you ever feel like playing a tank and do damage but play a tank, I'm telling you, like, if you just build straight tank and then Ragnar's mask, you're gonna murder people. I should not tell you people this, but I'm gonna. Because, like, I remember I played an arena as Ares with Dan. It was just me and Dan. And I started with boots just to get boots over with, and, already bought, and then I bought, Hide of the Urchin, and then Ragnar's Mask, and then built full tank from that point on, and it was just funny. Except Dan kept stealing all my freaking kills, because he's a nerd.
Yeah, I know how that is. I played that Artemis Assault like that last night, where I didn't think I was doing that good, because I only had 2 kills. I had some good maneuvers throughout, I had some good ults, but I just wasn't, really getting the damage out, I felt like. It just didn't seem like it was there, because I wasn't getting any kills, and then the game ended, and, it was like 15 minutes, and I had like almost 18,000 damage, almost double everybody else. I'm just like, oh, I did kick out a lot of damage. I just didn't get the final kill, so yeah, no big. Actually, why don't we segue over to Dan, because I'm sure Dan might want to talk about playing Achilles in that match.
Oh, you actually reminded me of that. I didn't think of it. Yeah, that was a pretty fun assault. Who were you? You were Artemis? Yeah, I stole all your kills with my ultimate in one go. Yeah. It's called a quadra kill with all Achilles ult.
Dude, it
was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. I had to use abilities in between and everything to make sure everybody got low enough, but I did it.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I'm like, dude, he just ulted for all of them. I'm like, I'm so sad the first guy died before that started.
Yeah, if I would have got that pentakill, dude, I would have been done playing forever. Like, I did it. I got all the trophies. I got every single trophy in the game, and I got a 5-man execute. I'm done. I'm good.
Dude, I haven't even got my pentakill.
So y'all better
Which is
hope I never get that.
It's literally depressing.
Nah, I know you still got
okay,
other goals.
so I'll just make sure I steal that last kill from now on. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'll continue doing it.
Beagle will continue doing
I'll help
that.
you.
Yeah.
Only I'm
Sometimes she
allowed to
plays
make jokes
Ymir.
about this. So
I also had a couple good games. Let me see here. Sorry, I was looking at something quick.
Dude,
I think
there's another moment. Can I remind you of? Because it was
Yeah.
during a bad match, so you might not talk about it.
Oh, I probably won't.
But you started off doing really good as Nija in our last game last night, and then they kind of focused on you and you know sent you down a sauerkraut path. But the moment I want to bring up is when you had no health left. Yet you still did something pretty cool, didn't you?
Who was it though?
I don't know who it was on the enemy team. I think it might have been the B.
It might have been the B. I think it was because he was trying to chase me down.
Yeah.
I remember he was staring me down, shooting his autos, and they were hitting. So I was like, well, I can't run away. Might as well turn around. So I quick 180, sashed him, ulted him, and killed him, and then got away. And it was it was pretty fun. Nija is one of my rising favorites because I can one-shot people.
Dude, you had like 2 health, and you're like, I might as well just go for the ult. Next thing I know, there goes the B, down for the count. That was this nice little runaway we had there.
Yeah. I had
you saved my bacon. I was able to get away then.
Yep. Of course. I had another game that I wanted to talk about that only Beagle would know about here, and it was a classic joust I played today.
oh my god.
You know, usually I always fill, so I was like, you know, what do you want to play? Yuri was there, and he picked Achilles because he's been having a lot of fun with Achilles, and I'm like, all right. So I picked, then Beagle is like back and forth what she wants to do. Does she want to rent Bacchus for the day because she doesn't have the God Pack? Or
And I got a new skin. I got super chill.
Right.
Groovy, man.
So it comes down to 3 seconds, and she picks... Who did you pick that game? Neith. And I picked Freya. And I was like, well, if Smite's going to give me free one-shot kills, I'm obviously going to take them. Well...
I don't know why you don't just play Freya every game.
Because it wouldn't be any fun. I would just kill everybody and never die.
Exactly, and then you would never get frustrated.
No, I'd get frustrated. I'd be like, why the hell are these people so stupid? It kind of bugs me.
Hey, I tried.
Just because, like, seriously, if there's a Freya running down at you, and she's basicking you, and you're just backpedaling, like, oh my god, what do I do? You're gonna die every time. You stupid idiot, run away. Just turn around.
Who was their tank that game?
Kabrakan?
Yeah, didn't he build damage too? I don't remember. He had to have, because, dude, I was basicking him to death. Like, 140
yeah. They all built damage. And it was so funny. Because I was like, man, they all built damage. And I was 4-0 at 2 minutes. Like, how the hell do they expect to go through this with no defenses when I'm 4-0 at 2 minutes?
Right?
The first blood was on our red buff. Their assassin tried to steal it, and she stole it, and Yuri was like, oh, damn it, she got it. And then I hit her with my 1, and she was half health, and he hit her with his shield, and she was basically dead, and I hit her one more time, and she died.
Dude, we did that in that Kumba match, too. One of them came over to our red buff, and I'm just like, yawn, you're stuck. Everyone's like, ooh, hello, you're dead.
Ooh, a piece of candy. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a really fun game, and I think my actual highlight, now this is some pretty deep shit right now, because, you know, Dirt Nap Dan's all about the kill count, the damage, and making sure, you know, we win the game. But what I did was I purposefully set up Yuri for a triple kill with his ult as Achilles. I literally would look at their health and be like, alright, I do about 3/4 in one hit, I can hit him one more time with a basic, and then I would whoop him for him. And, he would come up, oh, bam, dead. And then I went to the next one, fucking swung that one again, threw it out, hit him, and then he would start his ult, I'd hit him again, boom, hit. And then I whooped the third one, did the whole Freya bullshit one-shot thing, and he finished her off. It was hilarious. Like, I literally would basic, and then just stop and stare at him and walk beside him. Just be like, you're gonna die in like a second.
Sorry, sucker.
And I had one last game that I really wanted to talk about, and it was my most recent game before everybody got home, before dinner and such. It was me, Yuri, and Beagle playing some classic Joust again, actually. And there was a Zeus on the enemy team with an Artio and... Ooh, who was the third one? They're not on Guru. Artio...
Probably a hunter?
No.
Or assassin?
It was an assassin, I think. Daji. Artio, Daji, Zeus was their classic Joust team. Now, going into that, I said, oh, well, we're going to fucking lose because they have a Zeus and he's broken. And for the first 3 minutes of the match, yeah, he proved that fact. He murdered us over and over from places that were just fucking bullshit because, thanks, HiRez. Give him the stun back already. Just fucking do it. It's pointless not to. I mean, he couldn't kill you anyway.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. That's funny. Yeah. But in the middle of the game, I realized Artio was building all damage. And I was Cerberus. And I'm like, well, I win because she's just going to heal me through everything. So I just build tank. She heals me through everything. And that was it. Her lifesteal, her abilities were all so muted. She thought she could 1v3 because she built damage. Well, you died. Like, instantly. Good job. And sadly, their Kabrakan ended up being a feeder. He was level 5 when I was level 10 because he just gave up. He could not do anything. He tried and tried in the beginning half of the game. And just didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud, I'm a good puppy.
Yeah. We've faced a lot of teams that have been building all offense. And at first it kind of caught us off guard. But then we're like, okay, it's not that hard to counter once you realize what's going on. Most of the time. There's still some people that are, still good with what they do and can get away with it, obviously. But
Emir.
Yeah. We've definitely overcome that little hiccup. And, like, why are they just getting away with building this all offense? And, defense doesn't seem to work. And then, we kind of just settled in and, like, all right, let's think about this a little bit more and be a little bit more smart about how we play.
Quick pro tip, if they're all building damage, just farm and stay the fuck away from them. And mid-game to late game, they won't be able to touch you because you'll have defenses because you're smart, and they won't.
Yep, exactly.
And then you can just 1cc, blow them up, 1cc, blow them up. Easy game.
All right. That covers up your games there, Dan?
Yeah, I'm done spouting.
All right. Guy has to be last because he's all humble like that and doesn't like to delve too much in those games. He's going to have to take better notes.
Oh, I know, right? No, like always, I'm just short and sweet. No pentakills this week. So I want to talk about a couple games we had, actually right before that Clash game. I was AMC in both those games. Dad was Ymir in both games. Dan was Scylla in one game and was like Bastet in the other one. The things we were doing to these guys in Joust, they were both 10-minute surrenders by the other team.
Oh, God, I forgot about them.
Oh, we destroyed them.
I do forget about them because those games aren't as fun because it's only like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was the brutal 10 minutes for both teams. The first game I went 5-0. The second game I went 3-0. Yeah, just really...
It's hard to talk about them because it's just like, we just stomped their face in.
Yeah, pretty much. Just stomped them down.
Some good stomps, some just well-coordinated shit, and they were good games.
That's really what it was.
And we're not saying that they were all terrible players. We're just saying that we stomped the shit out of them.
Yeah, Dad would hit him with the freeze, the Ymir freeze, and then me and Dan would hit him with everything we had, and it was just pretty much instant death.
Dude, we weren't too sure of the one team, though, because it was a Ymir against me, so I was mirroring him Ymir, which is always fun.
Ymir or Ymir?
Something like that, yeah. And then they also had an Alpoish, so it was a nasty little fight, in that one. But again, just...
That one, I'm pretty sure Dan took care of.
I'm going to let a little secret out what I've been doing, and it's been working really well, especially when you're playing someone like Ymir.
Don't listen to him, he's terrible.
So that match where we had the Alpoish, with the new experience camp on the back end, I've been buying 2 wards right out of the bat as the tank. I run out through mana camp, I drop one right there in that intersection, go over, drop one in their intersection, and then sometimes I already know where the enemy's at because, my teammates are seeing them. And this, and I could see Alpoish was looking into damage camp from mid lane. I'm just like, I come walking up behind him and I'm sorry. Like he was right there. I could freeze him and bop him and, spike him and bop him. And then he tried to run. I'm putting a wall up because now we're in that little middle tunnel. He had nowhere to go. That poor guy. He was not ready for my Ymir.
No.
He was just out of position too much. And that can very quickly happen in Joust. If you don't have tabs on where everybody's at, you best be careful.
Yeah, between you freezing them and killing them, and Dan was Bastet jumping on top of him over and over again, he was not having any luck.
Half the time that I play Bastet, it's because I'm making fun of Ashley because it was her first time in it and she was so proud. But I'm like, Bastet's the easiest character. I always used to make fun of her for that. I'm like, you jump in, you hit 2, you hit 3, you leave. Oh, you jump in, you ult, you leave. And it's so funny because she would always get so grumpy about it. And it's just like, it's funny because, yeah, it's true, but she's not that easy.
Dan, I'm gonna punch you.
You want to fight, Diamond Bastet?
In fact, you sleep in my room.
And then,
only because you like to sleep in the living room during the summer.
Yeah, I do.
And then I was streaming, I think, that night, so we picked up Ruin Eves, I believe was his name. He played a few games with us. So I want to give a shout out to him. And then I played some Xbox. And, still dominating there. I met a bunch of really cool people on there. Cyberstorm, Divine Whisper, and Guest 245. We played probably 3 or 4 games together. Most of them were new players, so gave them a few tips and had a pretty good time. I think a few of them actually joined the Discord. One of them actually joined the clan on Xbox.
Heck yeah.
So, really, that's about it for me. Always, like I say, short and sweet for me.
I did actually, while I was trying to catch up with your games here, I did get reminded of just a moment real quick, where I was playing Khepri. I'm not a big Khepri player. I haven't played him a lot. I like his ult, but, at the same time, it's one of those wonky things for me. And we were playing, and I think it was Dan was trying to get away. He was Giannis. And I don't know if it was their Hebwa, I think, was charging in on him, maybe even ulted. And it was just like, yeah, it was the Hebwa ult. Because I seen the wave kick, and I just turned and flicked, and bam! Hit the ult. Wave goes across. Ally comes on over, gets a nice heal out of it because he was pretty low health. I was like, oh my god! I actually did it! I did it in the middle of a dash like that. I was like, oh, I can't believe I did something cool with Khepri. Yay! I was like Kermit the Frog, all excited.
Yeah, actually, there was one game on Xbox. I was playing with those guys that I was just talking about, and we played an Assault. And they were like, oh, let's play an Assault. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So of all the gods to get, I got Alpoish.
Oh,
and I wrecked. I went like 24, 4, and 20. It was gross.
Yeah, you re-rolled and it went right into Alpoish and we all laughed.
Oh, it was gross. But,
all right.
That's it for me.
Moving on here, we're going to kind of hop right in here some questions today with Aggro, and Boy, I'll tell you what, the community did not let us down here. There was questions coming in from every direction through the Discord, through the Facebook group, through Twitter.
Not my Twitter, though. Nobody commented on my Twitter post. Like,
Nobody comments
guys.
on my Twitter because I don't.
Hey, I got one. I got one on Twitter. I don't know what you're all talking about. So, but they're all copied mostly here over into the Discord. So, Guy's going to be our main question asker here today. So, Guy, what do you want to ask HiRezAggro first here today?
Well, I'm going to start off on my own question real quick. Why don't you introduce yourself and let us know exactly what you do? Some people might not know.
Sure.
I doubt it, but...
Yeah, sure. I'm an esports caster. I cast, the Smite console series, Smite Pro League, Smite Global Series, and Smite Minor League. Lots of different leagues we have going right now in Smite. Occasionally I'll hop on over and do some Realm Royale or some Paladins casting, but my main focus is Smite. I was previously a professional player on console and competed there for about a year before getting hired at HiRez.
Awesome, man. That's a pretty good lead into this first question we got from Ragnafinity. He says, when is Aggression coming back?
Yeah, so Aggression is my alter ego that I created, or it maybe slips out at times where it's a little bit, it's equal parts Dr. Disrespect and just trolling my brains out. But, I did it for the Skillshot versus Pros thing. People seem to like it. I've been posting some YouTube videos of it, teamfight breakdowns with the aggression nature to my YouTube channel, as well as I'm going to be doing a live stream pretty soon, a whole role-playing live stream, which I think is going to be pretty fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I believe you might have called your teammates 6-year-old girls with patches and cast on their hands.
Yeah, eye patches, and they all fell on the jungle gym and couldn't play. It's the only explanation. They were so terrible. Like, what was I supposed to say?
Oh my gosh.
I've run into a couple of those.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all have.
Yeah, Dan.
So our next question comes from Ghoster786. He says, what is your favorite color?
Green. Definitely green.
Hell yeah.
Oh, high five.
Green's the best.
I like green.
I'm more of a blue guy, but okay.
Well,
Blue's
you're
all right.
wrong.
Blue's all right.
I like purple.
Purple's pretty
Wait,
good,
baby.
I'd say purple's like my third favorite color, behind green and then blue.
I'm always torn
like
between
purple.
whether it's yellow or green. It's one of the two.
All right, well, let's get to the next one. It is from Mr. Net. Can you pass the idea of a police Ymir skin onto the team that makes and approves the skins? And what is your favorite thing about working in HiRez?
Police Ymir. Well, can you guys help me come up with the ideas for the abilities here?
Easy. Okay. Blue police suit Ymir with the baton.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
Jail cell wall.
The alt definitely has the lights going off and the sirens, The wall could be a chain link fence.
Nah, dude, it's got to be bars.
I was going to say,
bars
it could
would
be
be good.
bars, chain link fence, barbed wire, all kinds of stuff,
Okay.
The freeze
And-
could throw out. He could throw out handcuffs from the ground.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm starting to get there. Yeah, we can. We might be able to get something going. That's not too bad of an idea.
And the freeze is pepper spray.
Oh, okay. Or maybe the 2 could be the pepper spray,
The 2
right?
could be the pepper
Or
spray.
the 2's pepper spray and the 3 is the taser.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I can get behind
Yeah.
that. That'd be pretty
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, I'm liking it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, one of my favorite things about working at HiRez is that I don't spend all of my money on gems anymore. That's
Yeah.
definitely a bonus for me. I saved a lot of money by getting hired, but no, I think my favorite thing about working at HiRez is just being surrounded by people who are super passionate about the same things that I'm passionate about. Before I was playing professionally and before I got hired, I was working in sports broadcasting, covering Pittsburgh sports for CBS, and there was a lot of people were very passionate there as well. But traditional sports broadcasting, people are pretty jaded as a whole.
There's some strong passions that go along with sports, especially in Pittsburgh. I'm a PA guy, so I have a lot of Pittsburgh friends, fans, and they are crazy bunch. But I'll tell you what,
else.
they're a lot nicer than the Philly fans. They're all special kind of people.
Yeah, Philly fans are the worst, without a doubt. I mean, they're Pittsburgh fans and basically a lot of sports fans are just psychopaths. Like, there's no other word for it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely obsessed. But one thing that made me really excited about going to HiRez in particular, but also just the esports scene in general, is it's all so new. You know, it's such a new sort of avenue, and people who work hard and are able to do good things, are able to shape the way the entire community and the entire industry is going to go in the next few years, because make no bones about it, esports is going to get bigger and bigger. And I really was excited to get a chance to jump on board and try and make some things happen, and hopefully, you know, be able to impact the whole scene as an industry moving forward. So it's basically that I get to talk about Smite and think about Smite all day, because that's what I do anyways. And so now I get paid for it, which is really nice.
Living the dream.
Yeah,
Yeah, so when's the applications going in? I think I was supposed to get one in the mail, and it just must have missed me.
Yeah, it must have. Yeah, I think I know I sent that out. I stamped it myself. That's really weird. That
I thought so.
That you didn't get that. Hey, we're always looking for stuff. The HiRez HiRez.com or whatever, HiRezStudios.com. That's what it is. /careers or whatever. We're always looking for talented people.
Well, if you ever need a machinist.
There you go.
Before we get too far away, though, from skin suggestions, there is one skin that we've come up with here on the podcast that I absolutely love the idea for.
All right, lay it on
and
me.
would just love to see a pixel Daji. Because, you know, her ultimate being a nerd pull of dirt would just be awesome.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Minecraft reference Daji with the Minecraft reference Kerninos. Same kind of look, style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I could see it. Not too bad. I'll be honest with you. I've literally never played Minecraft ever in my entire life, which is really weird.
No, but, it's a good move. Good move.
It is a good move.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's probably not. It's like the most popular game ever outside of Fortnite, right? So like, I feel like I should have gotten on board somewhere, but I don't know.
I've played it on and off. Yeah, but that's beside the point.
Dad, you quit the one time
I play it
when
all the
your
time,
freaking world got exploded or something.
And,
back in the day, every time it updated, your world's just disappeared. And I'm like, I'm done.
Well, thankfully, that's old style news.
Old style news. What's up next here, guy?
All right, next we got our buddy Vio. He's having been on both sides. Do you prefer the life and work of being a pro player of the game or being a caster / someone working on the game?
Oh, caster, without a doubt. Being a pro player is really, really hard. You don't have a life. At least I didn't, because I was working full time and playing at the same time. So, you know, I'd go to work, I'd come home, I'd find some time to eat if I could. If I didn't, then that's just how it goes. And then I'd practice from, 7 p.m. until 11 p.m. and then I don't want to be done for the day quite yet because there are still things I wanted to work on after scrims. So I'd play ranked until like 2 a.m. and then have to wake up at 8 a.m. to work again the next day. And my girlfriend was like, "What are you doing? Like, well, you are the worst." It was horribly stressful. There's always team drama and stupid stuff going on, and that was in large part due to the fact that the Xbox competitive scene was still fairly young and needed some serious maturation, which they probably still need. That's just kind of the way it goes, I suppose. But it was stressful, man. And every event, you're really relying on placing well, and sometimes things are out of your control, or it's a team game. You might play well, your teammates might not. You might let down your teammates, and then you have to know that it costs everyone on your team and yourself a lot of money, and that's not a very fun feeling. That being said, nothing compares to working hard with a group of other people for one goal and then achieving that goal. Nothing compares to that feeling. So I definitely miss the highs of being a pro player, of which admittedly there weren't a whole lot for me. But I certainly don't miss the day-to-day. That's for sure. Coming home and scrimming all day is not something that I miss particularly. I can be surrounded by Smite, and then on my off days, don't have to worry about it at all, where it really wasn't a thing before.
Hell yeah. The next one we got is from
This
Uncle
is my
Phoenix.
favorite question.
And he says, will you be on the karaoke episode when we do it?
Oh, Lord. Okay. When I came on here and said that I am bringing you guys down, I meant it, first of all. But nothing will compare to, I mean, you will lose every subscriber. Like you will not have a base anymore if that happens. I'm not a big karaoke guy. In fact, a funny story, the last time I did karaoke was when I was playing, and it was when I went on vacation and had to miss a week of games because it was a vacation with my friends. We'd planned months out in advance. I read our schedule wrong because I'm an idiot and thought that was our bye week, but it wasn't. But we were playing like a very bad team. So I was like, okay, I'm still going to go. You guys will be fine. We were, in my estimation, the best team in the league at the time. So I knew that they would be just fine without me. I got carried every game anyways. So then I go, I'm on vacation. I'm in the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and I'm watching our games streamed to me, and I'm seeing us lose, and I'm just getting depressed. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to miss LAN. Like, we're not, what are we going to do? Like, what is wrong with us? Sure enough, we lose that set, which we never should have lost in a million years. And my friends and I immediately go out to a karaoke bar. And the true, like, depressed person at the bar, like, sitting there just, like, ordering drink after drink after drink, that was me. And so I just got a little bit too inebriated and had a great time at karaoke. And that was the last time I ever did karaoke because I'm not very good at it, I'll say that.
I think I'm having horror flashbacks.
Yeah, Dan, you nailed it, that's sure.
I had a very, 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 very similar experience of karaoke. I was at a neighbor's house, and we got, we had a few
juice boxes,
bottles of juice, bottles of juice.
Yeah,
we had a few boxes of juice. It was good. We were all having fun, and then the sugar high kicked in.
Yeah, exactly.
And I got up on the mic. And I butchered the literal heck out of Shania Twain's "I Feel Like a Woman."
Oh, nice!
Like plastic drunk.
I recorded.
It was
great.
great.
You have to send me this.
It was that bad.
You have to send me this.
And afterwards, he looked at us and he's like, "Nailed it!"
Oh yeah, dude! I was so hammered. I was so hammered.
That's the best.
I did not
way.
know what was going on.
That sounds like good podcast audio to me. I don't know. Just
yeah, it does.
And then he smoked his cigarette backwards.
Not only did I like smoke it backwards, like I lit it backwards and I like puffed on it and I was like, damn, why is it on fire?
Yeah,
just kept going.
Just hitting it, and I'm like, what is this thing? Doesn't it usually go out when it does that? That's weird. And then someone smacks it out of my hand like, you idiot.
And then they gave him a crayon and he tried to light it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, who hasn't? Who hasn't done that at some point?
So
come on. I literally just got done doing that before I got on the podcast.
See? I'm not alone.
That whole the whole karaoke thing started because I listen to a lot of podcasts at work, and a couple of them do it. So early on, I just threw that out there as a joke, and now it's going to happen. I've condemned
Uncle
this all to
Phoenix
hell.
is the one pushing for it, dude.
I know.
Uncle Phoenix is definitely pushing for it.
Uncle Phoenix, it's in the works.
My idea is that we're going to do some Smite parodies to songs and have some fun with it one way or another. So
nice. That sounds awesome.
But Uncle Phoenix did here ask for you to audition.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Uncle Phoenix. We'll get the next guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
We're working it for you, man. We're working.
He says, honestly, if someone leaves, same Uncle Phoenix also goes on. He says, honestly, if someone leaves your game during the early stages, beginning of the game to 15 to 20 minutes in the game, and doesn't come back for 5+ minutes, you shouldn't lose TP, and they should lose 2 times. That's a better way to manage it. Rank system suggestion.
Pretty sure we made a change pretty similar to that, didn't we? With mid-season,
yeah,
where leavers do lose double the TP, and those on your team that did not leave lose reduced TP. So I'm pretty sure we made that change not too long ago.
Okay. And he says, he's got another one down here. It says, the before 3-minute mark and upon surrender doesn't make much sense and is barely any time because people can feed for 5+ minutes and then leave and not come back.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be workarounds to things like that. That's just the nature of there's an honor system involved in being an online gamer. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't follow that same honor system. But I think that the plans we have in place and what we implemented during the mid-season patch, I think is definitely a good idea, and we're obviously open to new suggestions and ways to fix it, but ultimately we will never solve how to punish people who leave the game, because if we did, we would be the first game in history to do it, and we'd make a whole lot of money, and Lord knows we're trying, but I just don't know that we'll ever find that solution.
It's just so hard, especially with disconnects too, like from internet problems, storms.
Right. There's always going to be, extenuating circumstances. I know I've only left one ranked game ever, and I'll admit to that live on the podcast, but that's because I got a call.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, exactly. I did. I left a ranked game because my girlfriend called me and was like, "Hey, I got into a car accident," and I was like, "I'm leaving my ranked game." So sorry, guys, but that's the way it's got to go.
A good excuse.
Yeah. So sometimes there are just things that pop up and it sucks, but those people that do leave just because they're mad or frustrated or whatever, we're certainly looking at trying to prevent those sorts of things.
They've got Sauron's eye on your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely think the steps you've taken have been a positive direction now, and I appreciate it. I like the little alert thing in the end, because that was remind me sometimes, that guy was being a jerk. And I forgot I wanted to report him for that VGS spam or whatever and so forth. So I appreciate that. Although I think, a time or two it suggested I was feeding. I'm like, no, I was just getting the crap beat out of me.
Yeah.
Thanks much. But outside of that, it has picked up on the VGS spam. Because I know one time there was the question or the exclamation point was flashing on the enemy team. We're like, that's the guy that was kicking everyone's ass on our team. We won the match. I'm like, oh, he was probably VGS spamming his team because, he was the only one doing any work.
Right, right. I mean, it's especially difficult on console, right? Because on PC, we've got chat logs and it's very easy to see what people are saying to one another, whereas VGS spam and the other ways that you can annoy each other on console, which I'm very familiar with, are a little bit more difficult to track. And I think that with that mid-season, of shortening, if you're constantly hitting the cap of the VGS spam filter, then it will shorten your amount of VGS that you can use until you can't VGS at all. Is a really cool kind of idea to try and mitigate some of that, which certainly I have been the receiving end of more than I'd like.
Yeah, I did not know about it. If you hit the cap, it would slowly reduce the VGS. I didn't know about that. I don't think that was mentioned anywhere. It's I know Pon Pon and I talked about it on a patch notes, or maybe it was Pon Pon and Hindu. But for the mid season, if you hit the cap and then continue to spam while the block is on, it will recognize that you're spamming too much, and it will be a little bit quicker on the cap next time, and so on and so forth. I don't know if it actually reduces you to actually 0, but I know it does start to make it so that it would suggest you to get reported after the game. That's one of the ways that that it finds that logic. Cool.
Yeah, I've liked a lot of changes you guys have made. I think the accommodation system's kind of been working a lot. I like the matchmaking has been a lot better, I believe. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it. I think that getting rid of duo queue is always a contentious thing, because a lot of people only want to play ranked with their friends. But it reminds me of the good old days when I first started playing ranked back in season 1, and everyone was in cursed voice all the time, and I got into a ranked team that I shouldn't have been in once upon a time, and Zapman and Lassus made fun of me, and that's just like it's a fond memory. It's a fond memory.
One of your favorites,
Yeah, exactly. I was farmed by Wolfie 2032's Hunbat solo. I remember it was rough. It was a rough time out there.
All right, the next question we got is from Big Rick. He must have deleted his first question. He says, "My first question sucked, so here's something better." Aggro, if you had to live your normal life, but as a god, what skin are you and what's your kit?
Ooh, man, great question. Okay, so wait, what? So I have to choose an existing skin in Smite? Is that
It says yep. But as a god, what skin are you and what's your kit? Any passive 3 abilities from the battlefield and 1 ult.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, definitely have Through Space and Time as my ultimate. I'm telling you that right now, because I've often thought about what superpower I would pick if I could have one, and teleportation is obviously the right answer. Right? And that's just obvious to me. Although maybe I guess like Athena ult would be better. I could Athena ult, like, maybe I'm hungry My friend goes to Five Guys for me. I Athena to them.
Send to Five Guys.
Just superhero lands through the ceiling like, boom! Give me a cheeseburger.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna, like, wait
French fries
outside
flying
under all
everywhere.
circumstances. Like, do not go inside until I'm there, or else I'm going to destroy this building. That's not what I want. All right, well, I definitely... so I'm thinking less about the cool abilities, because obviously if I wanted to, I would just be Zeus all the time, because he's the coolest.
Right.
But I think for my own benefit, let's see, my first ability... Do you think it has to be, like, actually first abilities, or can I put, like, detonate as my one? No, I think it's more fun if I have to do actually that ability. So my first ability would be portal, because I'm lazy.
Same.
Second ability, oh, that's a tough one. I think my second ability, eat minion isn't a bad idea. Maybe a little Bakasura action. Get in there and just gobble up. And someone's annoying me, I just eat them. Don't have to
regurgitate and eat them again.
Yeah,
Someone
exactly.
DM'd you in your rank game and you just eat them.
Just eat them right away. Just gobble them up. Yeah, exactly. That would be nice. Third ability, I would choose detonate, but I don't have any way to put charges on people, so I'd have to just like hang out outside during lightning storms.
You can pick any passive, so.
Oh, that's true.
There
I
you
could make my auto attacks apply charges. Not a bad idea. All right, we're going with that. That's my passive whenever I auto attack people, which I obviously do consistently.
So we should just call you Zanus.
Yeah. Zeus and Giannis together, my two favorite gods. Yeah, that sounds about right. That actually is perfect.
What skin?
What skin? So Rift Shaker Giannis is my favorite skin in the entire game.
Yes.
But I don't think I want to be that like mossy all the time, So I'm gonna go with I'll go with Almighty Zeus, the young Zeus skin. Because my man's looking pretty good. You know what I mean? If I can get that chiseled, like I'm in a good spot. So I think I'll take that one.
I'm just saying though, Thunderhead Zeus, the recolor is honestly the best Zeus skin.
It's a really good Zeus skin. I use default Zeus like a lot. I really do. I just love his default model. Zeus is just so cool.
Ever since I got the 4th of July skin for him, it's always been that.
That's a good one too.
Uncle Zeus.
Zeus wants you, baby.
How can you not?
Exactly. You have to.
All right, let's get on to the next question. It's from the doctor.
The
He
doctor.
says, first question is for Aggro. With how much you have to remember during casting, do you think consistently refreshing that knowledge has helped your gameplay, or can nothing beat scrimming with the Xbox Pros you've played with?
I think I've absolutely improved in the way that I think about the game since I stopped playing and started casting. Now my mechanics, my ability to actually hit my abilities and auto attacks has gone way down. But if I could have been, practicing consistently with where my mechanics were decent and had this knowledge, I would have been a far better player. There's no doubt in my mind. I think that if I were to, decide to go play now, which would be foolish because I wouldn't do a whole lot, I would definitely be a better player than I was when I retired. There's no doubt.
That's a big thing we push here is knowledge of game. It really makes a difference, knowing what the item does. Even if you don't know specifically the exact numbers, it's like it's Jotuns. They have cooldown and power. Fun times.
Right. No, it's critical, and it's obviously about items and that kind of stuff, but it's so much about one of the things that really sets apart really, really good competitive players from good competitive players is their ability to see the map almost from a top down. And understand where everyone on your team and on their team is likely to be. Wards in the early game, a lot of times, if teams are doing standard things, are really just a formality and a good habit. Because, at 3 minutes, I should know exactly where their jungler is either coming out of base with boots 2 and heading straight to speed at a competitive level, or they're coming from their left back harpies to go to speed that way because their speed buff is up. So if I see a jungler ganking duo lane at 3 minutes, then my gut reaction right away should be go to their speed buff because I know it's going to be spawning.
Right.
It's things like that really change the way that you think about the game, and it's what made me fall in love with Smite in the first place. That there's always stuff to learn and always stuff to be thinking about while you're playing. It's not I was a big Call of Duty guy back in the day where I could just turn my brain off and sit there with my eyes closed and play the game, and it really wouldn't make that much of a difference.
Yep.
now that's what really drew me to Smite and to MOBAs in general, is that ability to challenge you intellectually as well as being able to actually execute the game.
All right, the next one we got is from the doctor also, but he says this one is for aggression.
Okay.
He says, since
let
you
me put
never
my
miss
sunglasses on. Yeah, okay.
Oh, hell yeah, get the headband too.
Yeah.
He says, since you never miss a skill shot, what god becomes OP when you take it into the battleground, but is mediocre when Yaman or Baskin plays it?
What god isn't dominant when I bring it onto the battleground? Are you kidding me? I mean, imagine any god where you don't miss a skill shot, because that's my life every day of the week. I mean, you can literally pick me anything in any role, and I'll be out there carrying my idiot teammates to an unearned victory, at least in their eyes. Me, I've never missed. I won't miss again, and it feels good to be me and to win every game I play.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm back, guys. What's up? How's everyone doing?
Oh, Aggression popped in for a minute.
Oh, did he?
While you were gone.
He didn't say anything bad, did he?
No.
Okay, good, bet.
We were
All
just
good
talking
stuff.
about skill shots like Discordia 2 and how difficult they are for everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, that dude's kind of a jerk, but I don't know. He's pretty good at Smite, I guess.
Let's not get on the Discordia discussion, please.
Oh, good God.
I think we make fun of her and say how much we hate her like every week.
Why?
Yeah,
Discordia is
right.
fun, guys. Come on. She's a mid-mage that does damage. We like that.
And
It's fun to play.
and her abilities take skill to cast across the entire lane.
They do. Come on. What do you mean? You can obviously just, I mean, a Robin who, is he ever going to get hit by Strife? I don't think so. He's got 2 you can't hit me buttons that do damage at the same time. We could get to Discordia, but she's down the list, my guys. I mean, we got Robin, we got Loki, we got Baka.
Oh, yeah.
We got places to go before we hit Discordia.
All right, and he says also aggro is a great caster, and aggression's plays at the Invitational were really hype. The raw snipe on the 2 pros that were chasing Hindu was nuts.
Oh, thank you. And Aggression says, I don't know what else you expected.
There is nothing sweeter in Smite than a raw snipe.
Oh, agreed.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Agreed. It feels so good.
One of my favorite raw snipes was actually against a Loki in Conquest, where he picked on me, but I knew he was coming, so I was able to duck under tower, pretty quickly. And he ran into the jungle, and I'm just like, you know what? He was kind of low health, and I'm just like guessing he's probably doing mid harpies. So maybe if he's right about here, boom! That was one of the best shots ever.
That's the best feeling, especially when you're just guessing and you're like, maybe it'll hit, maybe it won't. And then you get the kill notification. That always feels really good.
All right, and then we're going to go to, these are from Reddit. Reddit people really kind of came out this week and threw some questions out there. Says, are you banned from saying give Zeus... Oh, this is from Mookery, sorry. Are you banned from saying give Zeus his stun back when asked for feedback about balances? Or is it just always assumed to be the priority suggestion?
First of all, love Mookery. Good man. Secondly, not yet, but they probably should. I'm sure they're sick of hearing it by now. Every time it's like, all right, guys, any suggestions? And I'm like, what'd be really cool, and came up with a new idea this week. It's going to really boost our concurrent users. I think it's going to bring in a lot of money for the company. And that's if we just give Zeus his stun back. And by the time I get to give Zeus, Ajax is out the door. Like, he's already gone.
That was... I can't imagine Zeus the stun. That was before my time. I think he's really good
Let
now.
me tell you, dude. It felt so good. Anyone dares to come anywhere near you, you chain lightning them or auto attack them twice. Then you drop the ultimate and immediately detonate because the first tick is instant off Lightning Storm, and so it's guaranteed stun them inside the storm and guaranteed 2 more ticks. Oh, it felt so good. It was just the best. I miss it, man.
And it took tremendous skill to do. No idea why they took it out.
Exactly. I earned every single one of those shots. Okay, I earned those. Don't take them from me.
That's right. The next question we got is from HiRezAggro. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Ryu. Yeah.
Ryu. Okay. Would you rather fight 1 Argus-sized minion or 1,000 minion-sized Arguses?
Dude, Argus is kind of a beast. I don't know. I think I'd rather fight the minion-sized Argus. Now, Argus is a big boy, but I'm not trying to fight 1,000 of those dudes. I mean, Argus has just mythologically a ton of eyes just covered in them, and so he would. I wouldn't be able to sneak away very easily from 1,000 of those. They'd all have. I mean, that's what 5,000-10,000 eyes or whatever on me. Like, miss me with that. I'll
all eyes on you.
Exactly. I'm out of there, dude. No way. I'll take the minion-sized Argus for sure.
All right. The next one I got is from Stephen Russ. He says, questions for the one and only aggression. How do you get yourself ready and pumped up before you stomp all your enemies with 100% skill shot accuracy?
Well, really all I do is just look down at my hands and say, another day, another dominant performance. Maybe if I'm having a real rough day, you know, maybe I only got 30 pentakills yesterday. Maybe, you know, not that I'm ever lacking confidence, but maybe I'll walk into the bathroom and just look in the mirror and I say, my goodness, I mean, can you just believe what I bring to the battleground of the gods? And then I go in there and I dominate. It's not too difficult for me.
Hell yeah. All right. The next one we got is from Lan Quay. I hope I'm saying that right. Are you going to wear more epic ties when casting?
I don't know. I thought about it for a while, just buying like really ridiculous ties all the time. But then I thought Hindu would like hate me more than he already does.
Is there such thing as a ridiculous tie?
Oh yes, my friend. There are very.
To me, I mean, they're all fair game.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one particularly hideous tie that is really divisive. You know, it's polarizing is the right word, I suppose, where you either love it or you hate it. I don't like it, but I just think it's funny how ugly it is, and so I wear it from time to time, and the community also kind of got behind it. I actually think I think the idea for fall split, at least for a little bit, is I think I'm gonna go tieless for a while. You know, just do some button-up shirts, open up the collar a little bit, you know, a little laid back, have a little relaxation. And just go for a little bit more like nice, smart, business casual sort of look. And then once it's time for Worlds, we'll button it back up and go back to the ties, I think. But I'm not planning on wearing any ugly ties for Worlds. But maybe if anyone has suggestions or anything like that of ugly ties that they know of, feel free to send me a link because I'll definitely check it out. And I would love to show up and just show it to Hindu and see his face.
You can get you a Zeus one made, and you can walk around like Ajax.
Oh God, dude, I would wear that. I would wear that at Worlds, no doubt in my mind. I would absolutely wear that in Worlds. That'd be awesome.
Let's see if I get you one made.
Yeah, we'll get you one made. That way, we'll put a little big Zeus and a little tiny split push shield.
I'm down. I will wear that on cast. You have my word.
Hell yes. All right, it says Livy Rivy. When are you planning on making a funny joke? Ha ha.
Nice, dude. No, that's a good one. I like it. You know, the humor isn't for everyone. I've said this on cast before. The thing that people assume about the jokes that I make is that they are designed to make you, the viewer, or my co-caster laugh. And that's just not the case. I make jokes because I think they're funny. And as long as I think they're funny, I'm good. Like, mission accomplished. You know what I mean? If anyone else likes them, that's good enough. That's fine. But all my groaner dad jokes are truly just for me. So you either enjoy them or you don't, but I'm chilling.
I know somebody else that makes groaner puns and dad jokes.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I was going to say, I'm guessing that's Dirt Nap Dad right there. That'd be my guess.
Right.
Hashtag dad jokes for the win, baby.
He's very annoying with them.
Love it. Keep up the good fight, man. Don't let these squares bring you down.
Yeah, one by one, I bring them all over to the dark side.
Perfect.
We got cookies.
Ooh, he does have cookies. They're pretty good cookies.
Not bad.
All right, the next one we have is actually a comment from King of Games, bruh. He says, not a question, but a comment. If y'all could let aggro and aggression know that aggression was hands down the funniest and most entertaining bit that has come out of Smite, a godsend, thank you.
I'm glad. You know, I was kind of nervous that people would hate me for it because my position, you know, everyone in a public light has their positions basically. You know, Hindu's the savage guy. That's how people know him. It's like his bit. F. is the F. guy from New York, and I was just kind of like chilling. You know, I was kind of doing me, and I was worried that it was going to be so different. Maybe it's not as different as I would like, but so different that people would be like, no, this is stupid, or I was expecting a lot of the haha spam, which is my least favorite thing on the planet because cringe is like the most overused word of all time.
Yep.
But it's been really awesome reception, and I'm really glad. It makes me happy.
It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, thank you.
It has. It's been very entertaining. I enjoy it.
I just get to troll, which is everything I want to do all the time.
Heck yeah. And he says, a more serious question, who are some comedians you look up to or are your favorite comedians? Have you tried or do you even like stand-up comedy? I ask because you're always talking about doing bits or just bits in general.
Yeah, I do have a lot of bits. I haven't ever thought about doing stand-up comedy. I like watching stand-up comedy a lot. Big fan of Mitch Hedberg, of course, because I feel like everyone kind of is. I think Dave Chappelle is really, really funny. I think Anthony Jeselnik really scratches my dark humor itch very, very well. And if, it's not G-rated humor, I'll say that, but I think it's very funny. But no, I've never really thought about doing stand-up or anything like that, but I love watching comedies. I love watching comedy shows. I really think that, honestly, I would consider Dr. Disrespect a comedian a lot of the time, and I think that guy's a genius. Obviously not the best moral representation, not a moral paragon by any means, but I think that guy is truly one of the funniest people I've ever seen. So, yeah, I don't know. I definitely like it, but never really considered it.
All right. The next one we have is from Jace135. He says, are you allowed to talk about what problems you currently have with the game in terms of gameplay? If so, what are they?
Yeah, I think that I really don't think it's a problem right now, but I can kind of give you an insight on things that have happened in the past that I'm not a big fan of. Everyone complains about tank meta and that kind of stuff, and sure, I don't think tank meta is particularly fun. And keep in mind for this whole rant that I am a mid lane mage player, so I am heavily biased towards my role being A, good, and B, hard to stop. But I think that in Smite, Guardians as a whole have so much base damage loaded on that them being close in level to mid laners is not something that I enjoy. And I'm really referring to seasons 1 through 3 and a lot of 4 as well, where Guardians were often very, very close in XP and oftentimes ahead in net worth because of how splitting worked at the time and how mid lane was kind of the come here for farm like handout station, where you were triple splitting all the time and things like that. That was always my least favorite thing was, oh, here comes a Sobek I'm level 10, he's level 9, and he's unkillable to me because of base stats and his itemization, but he can 100 to 0 me in this team fight. That's one of my least favorite things. I think we've done a good job of mitigating that in Season 5. I do think that Guardians as a whole, I don't buy the whole Guardians should lose base damage argument because I think that's a big draw to Smite. Getting people to play support is a challenge, and not in our game, not just in our game, but in every class-based game. People don't like playing tanks and healers as much. They'd rather spam I need healing and play Genji. You know what I mean? Like that's just that's just the way that it always
tanks
is.
Just don't get the thanks, man. They just don't.
They don't, and I don't understand because I think tank is super fun. In fact, Smite is literally the only game where I don't play tank. Everywhere else, I just love playing frontline and love playing healers, but for some reason, Smite just playing mage clicked for me. So I think that's a really big part of Smite's identity is that there are a lot of really, really fun, very, very impactful supports. And so I don't think that it's right to try and take that away. I think that we, the balance team can just try and mitigate a lot of that. I think the new map helped. I think the new splitting rules were phenomenal. And I think that we're in a much better spot, but that is something that I didn't like from the past.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
definitely
I got
see that.
From Shinobi Sai. Respect pick order.
Yes, please.
Respect pick order. Yeah, it's a problem on console, man, because like I said, there's no chat, right? So like you can't be like, hey man, I don't really play.
There's not enough time.
Yeah.
You have like 12 seconds to choose, what role you want to be in and sort that out between, up to 5 people. And then also pick, well, all right, I got, mid, so I want to play this guy and then ban this guy. And by the time, you might have half your roles figured out, that time's up.
Yep. And zero communication almost.
Have you guys ever thought about pre-called roles in queues?
Yeah, it's something that I think that has been discussed, and that's definitely above my pay grade, so I'm not a reliable source on this by any stretch, but I think that just presents some difficulty for matchmaking and things like that, where, do you keep track of someone's role elo, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm a really, really good mid laner, but then I decide to queue as support, should I be match made the same way as if I was playing mid? Do I have to have a whole nother calculation for that? And that's a big strain on the matchmaker. Right. That's my very, very rudimentary understanding of it. I think that especially it was nearly impossible with duo queue being implemented for ranked. Maybe with solo queue it would be a little bit easier, but that's not, I have no idea. That is way above what I can actually mentally understand. So that would just be pure speculation at my point. It sucks. I get it, especially, back in the day when I was trying to grind up and play ranked and learn how to play the game the right way. It was frustrating not getting your role. But I also think that there is some merit to being a well-rounded player and being able to play different roles and getting a new perspective on how your role is played, because, before I never played solo lane, hated playing it. And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to play solo for like 2 weeks straight and do nothing but solo. Still suck at solo, by the way. But it gave me a really good perspective on, how to play those team fights and how to dive backlines effectively as that player. And then when I went back to playing mid, I was much better at avoiding solo laners and making their life difficult. So I think that there is something to be said for that. I get it. It can be frustrating, but again, it's a hard workaround, and we're certainly doing what we can.
All right. Next one we got is from Attack Middle Lane. He says, do you praise the sun? If so, what is your recommended amount or schedule?
This is a Dark Souls reference, right? Because
Yes.
I've never played that game. I'm sorry, more heresy, but I really love single player games. A huge single player game player, but I've never played Dark Souls game. I've never played a Skyrim game or an Elder Scrolls game, I guess.
Guys, I have to go now.
Yeah, no, understandable. You guys thought I was kidding when I said I was going to make this worse. I was not. Never played a Fallout game. I don't know.
What?
I know.
You play solo games, but you never play Fallout. Oh my god, you have to. It's the best game ever.
Does Fallout 4 hold up to this day? Because it's kind of old, right?
Yes. Fallout 4 is awesome. I beat that game 3 times, and I love it so much.
There's pros and cons. The make your own city mechanic was really annoying.
Sure. Yeah, maybe I'll go back and play it. Next one on my list is definitely the new Spider-Man game coming out next week.
Ooh, yes.
Right. Oh, I cannot
wait to play that game. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
That reminds me, I think there's a new Fallout, I think, coming out sometime this year.
Fallout 76.
Fallout 76. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll play that one.
Oh, I'm excited for that one. I'm so excited for that.
It was
multiplayer online.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll give that a shot. Weird. But yeah, I'm sorry, I can't really answer that question because I've never played a Dark Souls game.
The next one is from Gorgoroth Sevitarian. As far as I can tell, we're still in a healing meta at the moment. Sustain is big right now, and I personally hate it. What is the most hated meta you've had to go through?
Man, I will say that I've only, you see posts on Reddit and on Twitter all the time, I'm not playing until X gets nerfed or removed or whatever. You see that kind of stuff all the time. The only time I've ever said I will not play until this gets fixed was, I don't know if you guys were playing, this was season 2, I want to say. Early season 2 would be my guess, where there was a change to Gauntlet of Thebes, where Gauntlet gave you you got 400 health on purchase. It was 2,000 gold or something like that, or 2,150. You got 400 health on purchase, and then you could stack it and get another 400 health. And it was awful. I mean, every character had 3.5k health. Every character.
I'm gonna put my Kuzenbo hat on and say, can I just Just for him have that back piece?
No, absolutely not. I played one night. I crack into Ra and didn't do half his health, and I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm out of here. And then sure enough, it got hot fixed the next day. And I was like, cool, I can play again.
Well, that was even after the item that gave you damage based on health, because that was early season 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, what was that? Oh, Lord.
Oh,
really?
God.
Is that Runeforged Hammer was physical protection to power. It was like, it was some sort of Ankh, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But yes, it was, that was after that, I believe. Or maybe it was before it. I don't think they were in the game at the same time, but no. That was a dark time for that literally 24-hour period. Long ago, we've since learned our lesson on that one for sure. That would probably be my least favorite moment.
All right, the next one we have is from DM Gucci Brandon. How good do you guys feel about I'm guessing RR's Realm Royal having a population of 200?
I am not involved with that side of Realm. Like I said, I do go over and cast it from time to time. It is, I know you hear it a lot, but it's a game in alpha, and alpha games go through a lot of changes. Those dudes, there's a lot of, I'm in the Realm Royale subreddit as well, and I see a lot of idiocy in there, as Reddit tends to do.
Right.
And it's a lot of, well, they must not want to succeed, or they're idiots, or they're, whatever it is. It's a really smart team of people over there that are just looking to find what the game that they want to create. And I've got a lot of faith in them to put out something that they're happy with. And, there's going to be some bumps and bruises along the way, but I think that those are some smart people over there, and obviously don't know anything about their inner workings, but know that they're pretty cool people.
Yeah. Awesome. And let's be real. Do they really want, PUBG version 3.0 with 100 people?
Right. Right.
Fall out of the sky.
Exactly. Yeah. It's tough because there's so many battle royales coming out, right? Everyone's on that train, and it's important to differentiate yourself, but also make something that's fun to play on its own two legs. So they're doing what they can.
Awesome. The next one we have is from Corey Willer. He says, "Stop nerfing Bearing and nerf Pele."
What?
FFS.
You guys, what's the consensus in here? What's the thoughts on Pele in here? You guys think she's strong or what?
I think she's about a pretty decent place right now. She seems a little clunky to me a little bit, but
her mechanics feel a little slow, but she doesn't feel
I think it's all about skill cap with her. I think it's if you know how to get in and you know how to get out, you're unstoppable, but if you don't know good positioning, you're pretty much garbage in the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played her in a match against, 3 Guardians and then 2 Mages with crowd control. I didn't do shit. I couldn't do anything. Every time I'd try to just fire off my 2, I'd be like 99% of the way done, and it's about to go off, and I get frozen or knocked out of it. It was just so frustrating, but, I understood what kind of match I was in, and just like, it was an assault, that's what you get in assault. You know what you put yourself in for there, and I just sucked it up, and actually it helped me because, in the end, and I'm like, you know what, I really got to really work on my positioning here. And I moved everything over to instant cast, which I think helped with her. But yeah, I think Dan kind of said it. If you got all that down, I think she's very strong. But for the average Joe, I think she's in a good spot.
Yeah, she's interesting because her damage numbers are fairly a little above average, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And one of the big reasons for that is what's another assassin that has no dash, like genuine dash outside of the ult? She's got a movement speed buff, but she doesn't have a dash.
Yeah,
like
but
even Naja has the sash to get her in.
Yeah, I think that she's fairly unique in that regard, and I think it'll take time to get used to her. But I don't think that we're clamoring to nerf her. It would be my guess, just based on my experience playing with and against her. I think high skill cap's a good descriptor because it is really important to pick your spots. Being an assassin player is patience is the number one thing that good assassin players have, and you really get that put to the test with Pele. But I'm excited to see what she brings at the pro level. That's always what I wait for to really judge how good a god truly is seen in the hands of the best of the best. I think we'll see a little bit of it, but probably not a whole lot right now. I wonder if she's going to be played in solo at all, because her wave clear isn't too bad. And her passive can be used as a kind of a bruisery, get low and start life stealing up like a crazy amount pretty quickly. Boxing tool. I don't know. I'm excited. I think she's super cool. I think they absolutely killed it with the design and that kind of stuff. Her ultimate is super fun to use and feels really cool. And I'm excited to see what the pro players get to do with her.
Well, while we're talking about nerfs here, I'm going to ask you, are you boys nerf my boy Opwash? What's going on with that?
I will admit that I may or may not have been outside the front office with picket signs to nerf Opwash. No, I'm kidding. I think I really think that Opwash is a sneaky good god. Even at high level competitive play. I think that he has so many tools of area denial and crowd control and sustain that I'm surprised we don't see a little bit more of him. And we did start to see a little bit of him when, the Aphrodites and the Chongas were ruling the solo lane.
Mm-hmm.
It may seem a little bit odd to the outside, but he did receive a lot of buffs, like back to back to back, basically. And you'll see the balance team do that a lot, where, a character that's thought of as a little bit weak, it'll be small buff here, small buff here, small buff here. Oh, everyone realized it now that he's like pretty good. So we'll figure out which of those were effective and which of those we can afford to lose. And then he's, the net product is overall a better spot. I would recommend to think of it less as, why the hell did this character get nerfed? Because of, just kind of ignoring the buffs that came up, and look at where he was before the changes started and where he is now, and ask yourself, does this feel better having these net changes without thinking of what you lost that you may not have needed in the first place? I think that's usually a better way to think of it.
Okay.
Well said.
And that's why Zeus needs a stun back.
Retweet.
He has no escape.
Hard retweet.
All right, the last question we have is from our friend Yuri. He says, ask him his thoughts on fighting a team comp that has 4 executioners, 4 executes, and a Kumba as a CC.
Yikes.
He's saying Kumba, Medusa, Thanatos, Achilles, and Akwang.
Yikes. Yeah, that's a tough one. Get beads and Magi's and blink and just cry yourself to sleep. No, I mean, team comps like that can be really difficult, but the good news is, in a lot of those situations, is if you can start off the team fight winning, those are not ults that do well from behind. A lot of times we think of Smite gods and team fights and everything like that as, this is a late game team comp versus an early game team comp and that kind of stuff. But there's also, if you really want to get into the down and dirty of it, you can break down individual gods and how they do in team fights. This is a god that excels in the early parts of the team fight where all abilities are up and they can still get their damage off and stay safe and be okay. And there's there's gods that end team fights particularly well, and that is executes, which kind of are the top end of that. It's the Achilles and the Scyllas of the world that want to end team fights very, very quickly. So if it's a team full of executes, that means that if you can get a really good initiation and stay grouped up, because executes, outside of Scylla and aren't really AoE for the most part. If you can just kind of death ball at them and get off to a good start in the team fight, they'll never get a chance to pick you apart with them, because they aren't relying on their ultimate to do a big chunk of damage to you. They're relying on it to finish you. So if you don't let yourself get to the point where you can be finished, you'll have a much better time.
Or push them off by putting them too low to risk coming back in.
Right, exactly. And that's what I mean when I say, get the fight off to a good start, where you don't take a lot of damage, you can poke them, or you all in right away as a unit. And look, in your casual games, in your ranked games, it's very difficult to work in tandem with your team very often, but I would recommend, I think that getting in voice comms and that kind of stuff really does help out, and not only creates an easier time for you and your team, but I think it makes you grow as a player much more quickly, because it makes you work on your communication. And it also, I think it's more fun. You'll obviously have your bad apples that are going to say mean things to you, but just mute them and move on, and try and learn what you can do better.
Awesome. Well, does anybody else have any questions for Aggro?
I have a question, actually. Okay. So, when are we gonna play a game? 1v1 me, bro.
What?
Dan, don't do it.
Gauntlet has been thrown down.
All right. Well, you're lucky that it's me and not aggression out here. First of all,
Actually, I thought about challenging aggression, but I got worried because I do miss like 3. I miss 1 out of 4 skill shots, so like I can't take that risk.
Yeah, I will say that just as an innocent bystander, I watched someone 1v1 aggression back in 2014, and I think that person is due to be released from the hospital this year. It gets out.
I heard it was next year, but okay.
Yeah, they started doing a little bit better, which I'm really
okay. That's good. That's good.
Good turnaround.
Yeah, I'm down sometime. I don't get. Well, usually when I'm playing Smite, it's on stream because I don't have a whole lot of free time to just play games off stream, but. I'm thinking about doing some stuff and
it's got to be on stream. I want video of Dan just getting his shit pushed in.
Perfect. Well, maybe we can make it happen sometime. That sounds fun.
Let's do it. Pleb versus pro.
There it is. I'm the pleb though, right?
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right. Well, that was fun having him on for some questions there. Man, that took a long time, but hey, seems like it only took like 2 seconds. But anyway.
A lot of good questions from the community. I really appreciate all the questions you guys sent in.
High five. It definitely was a good output of questions from all kinds of different sources. And, we really appreciate you guys, throwing them out there. And I'll tell you what, HiRezAggro, props out to you. You not only did you answer every question, but you answered them thoughtfully and thoroughly. There was no, okay, next. There was no, shortcutting it. It was a good job all around. So a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to getting this out to everybody here this week.
Absolutely.
Look forward to me and Aggro's duel. I'm going to go ahead and push that, make sure it happens.
And we're definitely looking into getting that tie also.
Oh, high five. Yeah, we're already making the moves on that one. So, up next here is Divine Dragon, 5.16 patch notes. It is the final set of skins here for the Divine Uprising, including Bologna's. So, a long-awaited crowd favorite has finally made it into the game. Chef Vulcan.
I waited so long for that.
Right. Everybody better go out and buy this skin if you want them to keep making community skins.
That's right. High five.
Yeah, Dad, you heard him. Buy it for me.
I'm right on that. So, I did watch the patch notes show with him this time, and I was pretty happy with what they did with him. It was really cool, really good artwork on it, and my favorite part was with his ult. He shoots out 2 cans of sauce, and as they spin around, if you look at it just right, you can see the detail that they put into each can of sauce, and that was pretty awesome. I mean, they're like, you put that much detail into something that you're barely gonna see, and they're like, it was worth it. It was worth it. So, really looking forward to hopefully adding yet another Vulcan skin to my collection here.
Yeah, we've been saying it for a few patches now. The high-res skins have just, the Smite skins have really been on point lately.
Yeah. The next one up here, Midnight Raven Isis. She's one of those guys where, it's kind of hard to come up with good skin concepts for her because of her character model. I mean, that's how it feels to me. And this one at first I was like, I'm not too sure about it. It looks nice. The sound, the voice pack is really good. And then they did her special emote, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sold. I like it. It's a good one. She hops up on her little half moon and just like starts waving, and you can just float around like that. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. But I think my favorite actually out of this bunch is what's next, and it's for someone I don't even play, but Admiral Ao Kuang. That looked really sweet. I don't know what it was about it, but yeah, I thought that looked really good. And when he goes up into his alt, he goes up into like a ship, like a pirate ship, and yeah, definitely like that and the looks on that one. The one I was actually a little disappointed in was the Titanium Tracker Jablonke. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice looking skin and everything, and I like Jablonke, and I seen it, and it just didn't seem to really tickle my fancy, but I think they did a really good job with it though. Then we got the Heatsink Pele, so if you get all of the chest out of this portion of the Divine Uprising, you collect the Heatsink Pele, which I thought actually looked really cool, and I'm just like, I wasn't planning on buying all these. Now maybe, I don't know.
Did she go with the Achilles and the Athena? Or is it the Peacekeeper Athena, or I can't think of what the name of them are.
No, I don't think it really went down that theme, but I can see where you see the resemblance. I don't know. Now, I mean, I watched it, but a lot of times I'm kind of sneaking that off at work, so I'm not,
Right.
Hey, my boss doesn't listen to the show. We're good, right? I hope. If not, hey, boss. And of course, last but not least, if you've bought all the skins in the Divine Uprising, you get the T5 Divine Dragon Bologna, which I will say is pretty sweet. Pretty damn sweet. Wish I had the money to buy all of them just for that, but that's not where Dirt Nap's dad's at in life right now, so that'll just be on one of those fond memories of bastard. But yeah, hats off, HiRez, dude. You guys have been doing so good with the skins, so good. Alright, so getting into the patch notes here, miscellaneous. They got some new cosmetics. They got the Latam 5th Anniversary Avatar, the Moon and Stars Global Emote, Midnight Masquerade Loading Frame, the Polynesian Pedestal and Recall Skin, the Fall Loading Screen, the Chef Vulcan Announcer Pack, and the Jeff Ambera Announcer Pack.
Hell yeah, I need that shit. That
go.
Jeff Ambera.
We got a new addition to the Awesome Chest, which is the Star Spangled Nike, and in the Fantasy Point store, new additions coming out will be Soldier of Fortune Ares, Chef's Special Kepri, and Soul Taker Hades.
Kepri's the only one that matters.
That Kepri skin's a really nice skin.
Yeah, that's a good skin. So bug fixes here. They did fix an issue where the ramp up CC effects were not applying diminishing returns in the intended way, so that's always a good fix when they fix CC, because CC is annoying enough as it is, right? So I'm not going to get up on that soapbox. Classic Joust, big fix here. Where the towers once were and have collapsed, they're actually going to remove the block in the game where it blocks you from moving in that space, because I know Guy and I have at least died by that at least once each.
I had died twice to that. One time I jumped and ran into a wall that wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Like the tower actually goes all the way up in the air. You can jump into it.
Yeah, it falls down, but it's still there. It's just invisible now and not shooting at you. Alright, they fixed some UI stuff, fixed some more stuff in Spectator. For console players, fixed an issue where players could get stuck if their party members quit a jungle practice match. I think we've actually had that happen to us.
Yeah,
definitely I know we did. So Agni, he got fixed an issue where the active duration of Flame Wave was not correct while using his Abyssal Acolyte skin. Alposh fixed an issue where his ultimate projectiles were not going through player-made walls, like they're supposed to now. Athena fixed an issue where Athena could activate and cancel her alt warm-up to basic attack faster. Well, I didn't notice that, It'd be nice to be able to cancel that alt sometimes. Oh, they fucking died that quick? Oh, no, I'm just going to stand here and charge up and jump up and down for a moment, but I get it. Kamazot's fixed an issue where he would gain vision of unintended targets for extended periods of time. Hachiman fixed an issue where his death animation would not play correctly if he died while on his horse. My big guy, Kumbhakarna, fixed an issue where Ares or Daji could pull enemies out of Epic Uppercut and put them in a broken state. That's interesting. Huh. Wonder what that was like. And, well, of course, she's always needing fixes. The Morrigan. So gold gains while transformed should now properly display in the UI. Added extra functionality to prevent or reduce the chance of the bug occurring where she has no abilities for a short time after transforming, and fixed an issue where the player cameras would jump across the map for a brief time when transforming through her ultimate. And then we get into item balance. So first up, new item. Dan's loving this one. Berserker's Shield.
Find me in the solo lane being broken as fuck.
Yeah, I'm not going to have to worry about playing solo lane. Dan's all over that shit now. So, 1700 gold item, plus 25 physical power, plus 15 physical protection, plus 15% attack speed. Passive, hitting an enemy with a basic attack restores 1% health and mana. Basic attacks that hit all enemies in melee range restore 0.5 health and mana on every hit after the first. So, what do you think of that, Dan?
I think that we're going to see a lot more assassins in the solo lane, and I think they're going to dominate, and especially ones with cleave autos anywhere in their kit.
Ooh, and actually, a guy just pointed out to me here some other god balances I need to go back to here in a moment. But yeah, this shield, it's interesting, and I think I was actually watching Incon's review of the patch notes, and he's like, this is an indirect Bellona buff because she's getting a T5 skin. And I was like,
exactly.
I could see that, yeah.
This is here, go rape as your T5 skin for a couple weeks.
Yep, exactly. Hey, I don't blame him, You spent a lot of money to get that skin. Let's throw you a bone to make it a little fun, but
pay to win games, yay.
I also like the concept of the item, and I'm sure it'll come into balance. They always do it.
I mean, it might come out balanced. It'll just be really strong for sustain, and nobody will ever die in the solo lane unless they really want to.
Look, solo lane's already a slap fight. We all know it.
Not when I play it. It's a death frenzy on either one side or the other.
Well, yeah. That's because you like to play like Todd.
Ooh. Todd
So,
likes
I prefer to say that I play like a pro player just without the skill. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there you go. So going back to some additional feedback here on the god balances. So Nija, Righteous Spirit. This ability no longer provides physical power per stack, decrease from 0.5 to 0 per stack. Freya, Northern Lights, decreased base damage from 70 to 230 to 50 to 210. That's a nice little decrease there. Baron 70, Consigned Spirits, decreased mana cost from 75 to 60. This ability no longer provides slow immunity, still cleanses slows on it, or on hit, and changed movement speed buff from 20 to 40% to 25% at all ranks. I think that's actually a pretty good fix for him. I kind of like what they were doing with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least here was Churnbog, I like to reference him as Churnborg for other reasons. Living Nightmare, reduced the damage mitigation from 10 to 40% to 10 to 30%, and decreased the max number of stacks from slow from 5 to 4. Alright, so that takes care of that, and back to item balance here. So next up, popular item at times, especially depending on the game mode, but Gem of Isolation getting a little bit of a nerf here, losing 50 health, going from 250 to 200. Yeah, I don't really buy it for the health, so I'm not going to miss that.
Right.
Ooh, I kind of like this one. Mystical Mail now provides 20% crowd control reduction. I'm okay with that. I can handle that.
Yeah, I thought their reasoning for that change was pretty solid as well.
Yeah, no, they definitely definitely thinking about things here, so I like that. This next one has me a little bit more excited. I'd be even more excited if it dropped another 100 gold. But Rage from 2,500 down to 2,400. You know, it's a great starter item if you're going into a crit build. You know, it's a great item. As I move my phone away from my microphone, it's a great item to get started in a crit build, and now you can start it a little earlier. So get those stacks going and really get those crits kicking out, because, you know, we all love getting crit, right?
Oh, no, I think I'm never buying crit again, honestly. I played it today, and I had 2.5 crit items hit 6 basics in a row. Not a single fucking crit and died. Fuck you, Smite.
Dude,
Hey, it's all in the RNG, man.
Yeah, that's why I don't put any faith in crit anymore, because I have the shittest luck in the world.
Somebody's
dude, I can crit a tank.
somebody's
to death.
definitely eating some
Hilarious.
sauerkraut tonight.
Yeah, but Beagle's been having some success with crit, and actually I have too. I played a Nizanami with some crit, and that was quite fun. Alright, so moving on here, the last item up for bid, Talisman of Energy. Decreased cost from 2250 to 2150. I've been building this a little bit more now that we're not playing Assault so much and using it in some other game modes, and I had some fun with it on Odin. That was, you know, I like getting some speedy Odins out there. I think that really helps me play him a lot better. So
Yeah, I just
God
don't like
balance.
Odin since the changes.
Yeah, I'm with you. But then, you know, I was playing horrible with him, but then, you know, there's somebody that played really good with him. I'm paying attention to what they did. I'm like, that's not really anything different. It's just, I think he's one of those characters that if you don't play for a while, it's hard to hit those bird bombs just right. Yeah, I mean, you really got to pay attention to do it right, because, you know, people see it's coming. As soon as that shield goes up, they know they're looking for it. Matter of fact, I got Alplash real good the other day in the arena. I ran out, I put my shield up, and I'm running to the left because I know him and somebody else is to my right. And right before the shield expires, I flick and jump behind me to the right and landed square on him. I'm like, that's how you do it. You just don't even look at them. Of course, you know, you got to know where they're at still. And that was fun. So, Agni here, Rain of Fire. All right, Rain Fire, but, you know, Rain of Fire sounds better. Decreased damage from 160 to 300 to 140 to 300. So you still have the same late game damage, but it's going to start off a little slower. And, you know, with the range that thing gets, I'm okay with that. Guy, what's going on, Nate? What's going on here?
Oh man, you know, I like aggro, but you know, and you said you was out there picketing with signs and stuff, trying to get my boy nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little upsetting.
Alplash. Getting some nerfs here. So first one up is Undead Surge. Increased cooldown from 12 to 14 seconds. The next one here I thought was funny. I scared Guy with this. I'm like, Guy, did you hear what they did to his corpse explosion? He's like, what? I'm like, damage decreased from 90 to 170 to 60 to 100. And he was like, what? Like, that's, no, it's going to be so hard. I'm like, but this change was in update 5.13, but was not included in patch notes. So you've been playing with it for weeks, buddy.
Yeah, I actually noticed it after you said that. I looked and I said, damn, it is like that. And now I always start as 2 in Conquest, and now it is 2's not as good to start now for sure.
Yeah, definitely not there.
No.
And last but not least, Empty the Crypts also gets a cooldown nerf from 90 to 100. You know what? With as big of an area as that controls, I'm okay with that getting an extra
what
10
are you
seconds,
talking
Guy.
about?
An extra 10 seconds.
That is.
I honestly
Really only
think,
like 8.
I'm just going to
Chronos.
retire. There's no reason to even play him now.
I don't know. I think, as Aggro said, he got some buffs lately too. This is good. This is all in balance. You got to look at him pre-buffs
Yeah, it's
to
not too
buffs
bad.
and nerfs. I think overall
Like I
he's
said,
all
he
right.
still gets the 2 undead on the undead surge, so it's not too bad. So it's two corpses on level 1, so you're all right.
Yeah, I think that was actually huge for him. So next up, here's one of our favorites that we either hate or love, and it's Apollo. I just don't like his kit. It's just, I don't know, it's weird for me, but his Serenade increased Mesmerize duration from 0.7 to 2.3 seconds to 1.1 to 2.3 seconds. So a little stronger there in the beginning. His Dash, the moves, increased movement speed from 5 to 25% to 15 to 25%. So that would certainly help him get around a little bit there earlier in the game, and he definitely needs that at times there to be in the right position to get off his basics. What do you think, Dan?
I think that Apollo needs a complete kit rework.
Yeah, I really don't like the Serenade on him. The Mesmerize is just like, what? Why? I mean,
the Mesmerize doesn't help because guess what? I'm a hunter. Unless I'm literally running for my life, I'm going to shoot back.
Right?
I guess they updated the page. I didn't notice. Sorry.
All right. Baron Samdi. Oh, did we already say that?
Yeah, I didn't notice they updated the page. My bad.
Oh, they updated the page. All right, cool. All right. Moving on to Chalk then. So, let's see here. Overflow is passive. So, in addition to allowing the next ability to be cast to cost 0 mana when fully stacked,
To what?
They're like, when fully stacks. I'm like, it's fully stacked, with the ED there.
Yeah.
But, grammar police, right? Whenever the ability is fired to consume the stacks, it has its cooldown reduced by 2 seconds. So that's kind of cool. I think that's actually a good thing for Chalk.
Mm-hmm.
I play him a lot in solo lane, and I think the levels 1 through 3, he kind of has a little bit of time struggling, and I think that will really help in that area.
Oh yeah, you're getting that cooldown on that 3 every 2 seconds, a little bit 2 seconds sooner every time. Yeah.
Yeah, getting your dunk out there on that 1. Yeah, I think that'll help a lot. So I think that really helps his early game, and I'm excited to try that one out. We already talked about Chernborg there. Freya, we already talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nisha, yeah. Sun Wukong, I don't think I talked about him yet. You're getting a few things here. So what's first? The Magic Cudgel. Increased bonus damage to minions and jungle camps from 25 to 30%. Oh, high five. His Master's Will decreased cooldown from 12 to 10 seconds. Okay, nice there. 72 transformations. Increased damage of Ox form from 50 to 210 to 70 to 210. So again, they're kind of addressing the early game with a lot of these changes here. Now, only Dicey were here, he'd tell us all about how that's going to affect one of his favorites in Sun Wukong. Dicey, I miss you, buddy. Glad to see you coming back here soon. Can't wait to play. Last up, and not least here, one of our favorites, it's good old Poseidon. So, Tidal Surge. Fixed an issue with Tidal Surge's moving deployable, which caused its collision height to be shorter than intended. I forget how they kind of described that, but basically you could do that and then miss other things because of the height differential, something or other. Yeah, blah, 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 yakety schmackety.
You could Kraken at max tier, and it would knock them up so high that if you tried to one them immediately, it would go right under them and not hurt them.
Yeah, that's what it was. There we go. See, Dan pays attention sometimes. High five, little buddy. And then speaking of release the Kraken, normalize the knock-up height of this ability from 300 to 400 to 375 at all ranks. Poseidon should now be able to hit an enemy knocked up by Release the Kraken with Tidal. Oh, he was just reading ahead. Don't bugger.
I didn't read ahead. I knew that because I watched the video.
All right.
Also,
well,
another
we'll
note on Poseidon, he's unplayable in ranked right now as of this recording.
Oh, they broke something, huh?
Yeah, his Tidal Surge is like hitting when it shouldn't be hitting. When you're off to the side, it's still hitting people. Its hitbox is not correct.
Got a little fat, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that pretty much wraps up the patch notes there. Feel free to head over to the Discord for some more advanced discussion on that. I've seen a lot of good discussion actually in the Discord lately, both in the session of progression and some of the other channels. So, you want to learn more about Smite? Come on in, have some fun chatting about it, and we'll teach you up some. So, Beagle, you're going to go through some Zeus abilities coming up here. After I do the lore, I'm not going to forget. Yuki's not here. I gotta do the lore. Okay.
Wait, what?
But let's get her prepared a while. So, on this week in our session of progression, we're going to talk about Zeus. Well, mainly Aggro's going to talk about here in a moment. But so a little bit on the lore of Zeus. Well, he's the king of gods. We all know this. I mean, who doesn't know who Zeus is? If you're playing this game, you know who Zeus is, right? So he strives for fairness and justice, but will not hesitate to call down the thunder when there's some smiting to be done. So Zeus's father is the Titan Kronos. We all know that he was Kronos immediately swallowed his children after birth, so none of them could overthrow him, as he had overthrown his father. When Zeus was born, though, Rhea, his mother, hid the child from Kronos and gave the Titan a rock and swaddling clothes, in which he swallowed instead. So in secret, Zeus grew up on the Isle of Crete until he was old and strong enough to challenge his father. During the battle, Zeus slit open Kronos' stomach, allowing his swallowed brothers and sisters to escape, slaying the Titan. Then Zeus released the Cyclops and other beings Kronos had kept imprisoned, and in gratitude the Cyclops awarded Zeus control over lightning. With his two brothers Poseidon and Hades, the three gods drew lots to decide command of creation. Well, we all know that Poseidon became king of the sea, and Hades, down to the underworld you go. My favorite version of Hades, though, is from the Hercules cartoon movie. What? Is my hair out again?
Yeah, that was always one of my favorite movies.
Yep, so Zeus obviously gets the sky, and from his golden throne atop Mount Olympus, Zeus rules over gods and men with his wife Hera, upholding justice, hospitality, oaths, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety, and sleeping with every woman that he could, coming in all kinds of forms to trick and deceive them. We're not going to go down that road, though, because, that would get a little too adult here for the podcast. But moving on, God of Lightning, King of the Gods, loves to smite people. So, there you go. That's my version of his lore. And let's get into his abilities here, Beagle.
Yuki's rolling over in his bed,
right.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it is. Yuki right now he just got up and went and hurled for some unknown reason, but we all know. But yeah, what's his passive here?
Alright, so his passage. Yeah, that's what it is. See,
Passage.
I already can't read. I told you, this is a bad idea. Guys, I suck at reading. Just so you know, I suck at reading out loud, so this is gonna go bad. Overcharge. In-hand lightning bolt attacks against enemies will apply a charge. Basic attacks against targets with charges deal increased damage. Damage increases per change 30%. Ow!
Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it?
I I pinched it. Okay. His first ability, Chain Lightning. Zeus fires a bolt of lightning that arcs across between enemies, doing damage and applying a charge on each hit. Damage ranges from 40 to 160 plus 50% of your magical power with 4 arcs, and slows 30% for 2 seconds. His next ability, his second one, Age Assault. Zeus throws his shield forward, dealing damage to nearby enemies. The shield remains for 5 seconds, and Zeus may target it with basic attacks or chain lightning. Each basic attack or first chain lightning arc that hits the shield will deal additional static damage and apply a charge in the area. Initial damage can range from 60 to 240, static damage 50 to 90 plus 30% of your magical power, and 60 to 240 plus 50 of your magical power, by the way. Forgot to say that one. Third ability, detonate charge. Zeus detonates any charges that have accumulated on enemies doing damage multiplied by 1, 2, 3, depending on the number of charges. Damage. Sorry, I'm like tired, so my voice sounds weird. Damage ranges from 55 to 135 plus 80% of your magical power. And then
the big boom.
Yeah. His ult, as you guys have probably all know and seen and been annoyed by, his ult, or his fourth ability. This one is the most annoying ability ever. I hate it. Worst ult ever. Zeus conjures a lightning storm, striking enemies in the area every second, applies a charge with each hit. Damage per hit can range from 120 to 200 plus 50% of your magical power. I don't like that. Oh yeah, lifetime 5 seconds. Sorry. Almost didn't even see that one.
Aggro. Now that we've gone through the abilities here, I'm going to kind of just give you the floor here to, kind of clue people in, what is the best way to play Zeus? How do you build out those abilities? How do you, what's the combos that you want to be looking for? And, build ideas and so forth. If you had to cram it down into, here's your 5-minute pitch on how to play Zeus, what would you tell everybody?
All right. Buckle up, everybody, because it's the fun time. Okay, so Zeus, I'm going to talk from a conquest perspective because that's where I spend almost all of my time in the battleground. I think that Zeus is a really good pick whenever you have a team composition that wants to fight in the jungle. Zeus is not a very good lane fighter, and I say that because Chain Lightning requires teammates or enemies to be pretty close together, and it's easier to spread out in lane, and they also will have lane minions a lot of the time to absorb some of those hits. I'm also a big fan of playing Zeus into gods that leave deployables behind, or easy targets for Chain Lightning. Vulcan is a big one. When Vulcan starts to get a little bit better, I get happy because he lays down the turret. A lot of times, especially, I'll clear a wave, make sure I save my Chain Lightning and my detonate. I'll walk into the jungle. Vulcans will often drop their turret on the tower line to help them clear the melees as it's coming towards them. And then I'll pop back out, Chain Lightning the turret, drop the ult, and take a free kill. So I think of the Morrigan, Vulcan, gods like that, where just like with Naja, if you know you're gonna have an easy ring bounce target, it's the same for Chain Lightning a lot of the time. I think right now in the current meta, a big way that you can play Zeus, or a big way to build Zeus, is I think that rushing Book of Thoth is really good right now. Historically,
hey, what's wrong with the American Book of Thoth?
It's fine. It's just sometimes the stars and stripes get in the way of the actual words. Yeah, so you just go for the other one. So if you rush Book, then it lets you go Book of Thoth into Boots, into a pen item if you need it, or Book of the Dead and then into a pen item. Book of the Dead and Book of Thoth give you a lot of power and a lot of protection as Zeus. It gives you health and then a big health shield when you get low, because you will be getting low. I think that Shaman's Ring is also really good on Zeus right now. It gives you movement speed, 100 power, and it synergizes. The passive's beautiful with Zeus, so use it often. As far as this is just for mid laners in general. Flat pen is more damage than power. And that is a huge learning curve that a lot of people need to really understand, is that flat pen is so critical to how much damage you're doing, even to squishies, especially with Season 5 changes where mages actually get base magical protection as they level up. So pen boots are really, really good. I very rarely buy cooldown boots on mages. Spear of the Magus works well enough. If you have another magical damage dealer, it's probably worth getting on Zeus. If not, pick up Obsidian Shard is an absolute necessity in just about every game, unless they don't have any Guardians or Warriors. And even then, if someone's building tanky, you're going to need it. Buy a Spear of Desolation or a Spear of the Magus or Divine Ruin. Those are items that will up your damage more than a Soul Reaver will the majority of the time, just because flat pen is such an insane stat in Smite. As far as leveling abilities, in Conquest, I'll level my 2 first because it lets me clear the wave a little bit more safely, or a little bit better. But against good players, they'll step into that shield and break up the wave, which if you're playing against Zeus, by the way, you should definitely do. Stand in the middle of the wave. That way, when he throws a shield, it'll pull the melee minions towards him, and it won't let him insta-clear the wave quite as easily. You'll take 70 damage, and it'll mess up his wave clear. Chain Lightning's also fine, especially if you want to prioritize getting mid-harpies at level 1. Or after you clear that mid-wave, you can also get Chain Lightning, and that'll help you clear the mid-harpies a little bit more quickly. And then I max my detonate first, my 3. And then depending on the team composition I'm with and against, if I feel like I can guarantee 2 to 3 ticks of my ultimate, I'll prioritize putting points in my ult every time I can. But if it's a team composition where they're mobile, we don't have a lot of setup, I just won't be able to get more than a tick or 2 off of my ult most of the time, I'll prioritize leveling Chain Lightning instead, because it's more consistent damage in that regard. If you can stick someone in Lightning Storm, it kills everyone, and it's the coolest ability ever, but sometimes it doesn't do everything you really want it to. So I would just take a look and see what the enemy team has and what you have, and kind of make your determination there. Otherwise, yeah, I think that the big things are taking fights in the jungle, understanding that you are going to die a lot of the time, and that this is a really good just general mage tip. You're going to die in a lot of team fights, and don't play mid lane if you don't like dying, because you will against good players. But understand that your job isn't to live, your job is to do damage. And as long as you get your damage off, then you did your job. My favorite feeling of Zeus, you mentioned sniping someone as Ra, definitely one of the best feelings in Smite. My favorite feeling of Zeus is getting killed and killing 4 people. Like getting 4 people die for me, because that's how much you need to invest, and you can do enough damage to make sure that that trade actually goes in your team's favor. So if you're going to die, get your ultimate off. Even if it's not the best ult in the world, it's better than it sitting on, up on your respawn timer. There's no point in that a lot of the time. And yeah, just in general, build for who you're going to be hitting. If it's going to be an assassin jumping on you, then you can afford to maybe not go for as much pen, but more items that will help you kill them or keep you alive. That's where Book of the Dead is really good. If it's a frontline heavy composition, it's going to be running at you a lot of the time. Flat pen and percent pen are going to do way more good for you than any amount of power will. That's not even a mage exclusive tip. I think that's a really good one for hunters and for assassins as well.
That was most of our last episode was pen as we stumbled through it.
Yes, good. Yes, preach penetration, because it drives me insane when I see people not building any or enough penetration.
900 damage, 10 pen.
Yes. Oh god, it's so bad, because then you're doing you may as well have 300 damage. It just doesn't matter if you don't have enough pen. So that's absolutely the way to do it. But yeah, that's the main thing. If you don't need to use your shield to bounce Chain Lightning, don't. Like if you've got someone Athena taunted right in front of you, your shield will only take hits away from them. So from a team fight. So if you can afford to just hit 2 people with Chain Lightning without using your shield, do it. But it's better to use the shield and absorb a shot than miss it. So you just got to kind of get the practice in.
All right, awesome.
What are the main things you want to do when you're up against a Zeus? You already kind of shared the one there with getting in the shield. You get the minions disarrayed from it. But what are some other things that are good ways to counter the big guy?
Play Raven and receive free wins, because Zeus can't play against that character. No, I think that CC heavy compositions are obviously good. They are against most mages, but Zeus being so immobile obviously struggles against those. Gods that can get in and out of range very quickly. Susano is one that comes to mind, where if you're Susano and I see you use your wind siphon or your jet stream towards me to try and pull me, and I drop my shield to my feet and Chain Lightning it, you can basically get your combo off and dash away before Chain Lightning hits you. And so you just did half, 3/4 of my health. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. So mobile characters are very good. Guardians and warriors that can just sit on top of them are really good. I think Amma has a pretty good matchup against Zeus, because every time she sees him, you just press your ult and he gets stunned, no matter what, basically. Ymir, obviously good because of the wall in the jungle. It's just characters that can really work around, can take the brunt of his damage and then still be able to kill him quickly are very important. As for playing against Zeus in general, if it's you and one teammate, and this is for all bouncing abilities, so ring toss as well. Don't, if he hits that person or he hits you, don't run towards your teammate. Split up, because it'll stop the bounces from happening and save you an awful lot of damage and a lot of CC as well.
Excuse me a moment. Can you say that again, please?
Yeah, sure thing.
The worst feeling in the world.
If you get hit by chain lightning or ring toss, don't run at your teammate. Run separate from them. And sometimes it's the teammate's fault, where you're trying to run away and they're following you. It's like, what are you doing? Get away from me. You smell bad, and I also don't want to get chain lightning here. That is, it's something to be wary of for sure. Like I said, if you're playing a character like Morrigan or Vulcan, be very wary of where you're using your deployables. Try and fight them in lane if you can, and also understand that you don't want to spend too much time in auto attack range, because if you're in auto attack range, that means he can stack lightning charges on you very easily, and he does a lot of auto attack damage if you have multiple charges on you.
Yes, he does.
You're doubling your auto attack damage if you have 3 stacks, so it's really, really a lot.
Have you ever thought of just building Zeus with like all the rings?
Yeah, it was kind of a thing before his current 2, he had a different ability called Aegis Shield, and it gave him movement speed and physical protection, and anyone who melee auto attacked him would receive a charge. It was really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
But at the same it was really good, but because it gave him some protection, it gave him some mobility, but at the same time he couldn't clear a damn wave. And so he was kind of played a little bit more in ADC from time to time, where you could build, a Fatalis or, hastened ring, whatever you want to call it now. And kind of get away with that kind of stuff. Now, I don't think it's particularly useful. I think Shaman's Ring is perfect for him, but I wouldn't personally build it. I know Clumsy D, one of the designers at HiRez, a fellow mid-main, loves to build auto-attack Zeus and wishes he could more. And I keep telling him that he can auto-attack people all he wants when Detonate stuns them in place, so to get on that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing all reasons to bring back the stun.
Agreed. I can't think of a single reason why it's not a good idea.
All right, I had one question. We actually asked Paul from PC the same question. What little secret do you have to playing Zeus? He told us he don't build carpet on Hebo till level 14.
Huh, okay. Yeah, that sounds like Paul.
Yeah.
What secret do I have to playing Zeus? Yeah, I think it's just not being scared of dying. I think, like I said, as a mid laner, you're going to die in a lot of fights, and sometimes it's best for you to, skirt around the edge of the team fight and try and bait people away from you and all this kind of stuff. A lot of times as Zeus, you do so much damage so quickly that I'll just kind of charge headlong into a team fight right behind my warrior or whatever it is. And if I can get a chain lightning bounce off of their hunter and drop my ultimate and detonate before I die, then I did more than enough. So I think it's just kind of going in with a swagger about you. Like, I might not have a pretty score line, but I'm going to have a hell of a lot of damage, and I'm going to get a lot of kills and a lot of assists, and I don't really care about my death column to within a reasonable extent, of course. You won't see a whole lot of, 7-0 Zeus games and close competitive games, but a 4-6 Zeus performance where you do 25k is one that's very successful and should be the goal more so than being 7-0.
Okay, I have another question actually.
Sure.
How many pentakills do you have?
You can ask me another question as I load up Smite and let you know, because I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll find it.
I got a question for you. Do you have a favorite meme build for him?
Favorite meme build for Zeus? Right now, I think the best meme build in Smite for all characters is movement speed. I think that Bumba's mask and all movement speed items is dummy fun.
Wow, that was really cool and awesome information there. Again, just feels like it only took a couple seconds, but I know that was a good-hearted discussion there on Zeus. And as always, feel free to hop over to the Discord where you can continue the discussion, add in your own tidbits or tips and tricks that you like to do, or heck, even if you got a good meme build, drop it off, let us know, have some fun, join the community. skin-wise, he does have some good skins. I actually throw that out there real quick. You gotta love Heaven's Rave. But actually, my favorite Zeus skin is Thunderhead. When I first got playing Zeus, I got Thunderhead right off early in, and I'm like, I don't know, is one of the best recolors in the game. Him and maybe Fenrir. I think I have some of the best, two best recolors out there. And of course, Uncle Zeus, Skytech, they're pretty cool.
Heaven's Rave too. I love all those skins. Those skins are great. The disco ones, they're so cool. I love them.
All right. Well, that wraps up our session of progression there, and means it is time to head over onto ye old community section. So Dan and Beagle, what was this week's here? Oh.
This week's was, what's your favorite skin from the Divine Uprising challenge?
Yes.
All right.
Or
well,
Divine Uprising event.
Someone started off, read a couple, pass it off to one of us. We'll shout out ours, and then pass it back around.
All right. I'll say the first one. Light the Cloud said, I'd say the Opwash, the voodoo spirit coming to life from the mask. It's just so darn cool. I do love that skin, and I have that skin, and I'm so happy that I do.
Hell yeah.
Then we've got Waiting Around to Die, who, before she died, he or she, I don't know, really wanted Riptide Poseidon because pretty hot. And, I mean, I ain't, swinging for any other teams here, but he looks pretty good. And his ultimate being a hammerhead's pretty cool.
Wait, I don't remember which one that is. Why don't I remember? Oh, wait, never mind. I know which one that is.
Yeah, the one with the mana rays too.
It didn't amaze me, but it was like,
It had really good effects that went along with it, which is what really made it nice.
Yeah. When I got my skins, I wasn't really that interested in that one.
Okay. Well, which one was your favorite, Beagle?
My favorite from Final Bread? That's kind of hard. I got a couple. I mean, like, well, that's actually pretty hard because I really do love that Outwash skin. It's pretty cool. I like it. But then, I love that Izanagi skin.
Okay. Lassie has also Chibi Amaterasu for sure. Everything about that skin is so good. Next up we have Mr. Nep.
You skipped one.
Did I?
Yeah. You skipped Herg.
Oh, I thought Beagle read it. Sorry. Herg says he also likes Chibi Amaterasu. That's a really popular one. She's a really good skin.
Mm-hmm.
I used to say Opwash, but then they released Chibi Rasu. So, okay, we got another vote for that.
What about you, Dan? Who's your favorite?
It's really difficult because I haven't even really been paying attention to them because I know I'm not going to be able to get them. But if I had to say which one had the most lasting impact on me that I remember it would probably be, honestly, the Evil Bacchus because of his woohoo.
Oh, yeah.
Ooga booga ooya ooga ooya.
Dan, I'm telling you, if it wasn't
the best thing in the world to just jump into a match and spam that, and it just feels good.
Dan, I'm telling you, if Supernatural Con wasn't so soon, I would buy you gems right here, right now.
I have that one. No, wait, no, I don't.
Where'd you leave off there, Dan? Who'd you say last?
Last, I said Mr. Nep.
All right,
so it's
Beagle.
All right.
Pick it up there.
Ghoster786. Very specifically, I like the Hammerhead Shark from the Riptide Poseidon skin.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen his abilities in that skin, so I really can't say for sure. Alright. Next we have Kilowatt Man. I don't know if I said that right. Sorry. Hands down, Riptide Poseidon, a long time go-to god of mine. His skins was starting to get stale to me, and I have been waiting for a new one for some time. The mana ray on his one and the godlike hammerhead shark sealed the deal for me. Yeah, everybody really likes his Riptide Poseidon. So, I guess that's pretty cool. Okay. Next we have Willow. Can I say none because I don't buy skins? If I had to pick, I think it's the Sobek Dragon skin. Oh, I got that one, I think. Dan, didn't I get that one?
I am not 100% sure, but I think so.
I think
I know I have it, and it is a good skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I do. But the skin model looks great and the effects are top tier. Dude, that skin is pretty cool. Yeah, I did get that one. I did. That one's a really great skin. I love it.
Oh, we see we got a few whales in here, Mr. Kilowatt. 633 god skins. How many do you have, Guy? Are you close to that?
I think about 560 something right now.
Okay, I have like 180 something, 190 something, but that's because it freaking counts default skin.
Yes, I am a whale.
And our buddy Yuri here, going up with the Al Kwong skin, which that was a really good one there. I appreciate that. I think that I don't even like playing Al Kwong, but I like that skin. So Guy, you picked up something here from out in the social media world. So
yeah, we picked up a few of them out there, didn't we?
Well, why don't you go through them? Give the Beagle a break so she can take care of her cat problem.
I think we got on Reddit. We have Viral Cyclops. He says Fat Loki because Fat Loki and is the only DU skin with a special emote. Huh, I didn't realize that he was the only one with a special emote. It's a pretty cool special emote. It is a good special emote. Then we have Mario387. He says, I'm torn. Every patch there was one that I liked. Since I have to choose Mystic Guardian Athena, since abilities look beautiful and voice pack is great. Then we have from the Smite Rated M Facebook page, we have one Camilio, I don't know. But what were the name of those skins? I always forget the name of those skins, laughing out loud. Okay, never mind. Then we have Chris Martin. He says the Opwash skin is probably my favorite so far. We have
Guy, let me stop you. What's your favorite skin?
The Opwash. I like, but you know what? I like that Daji skin also.
Yeah. Actually, I think that is one of her better skins.
And I think, like I said, I think they've been putting out a lot of good skins with this event. I like a lot of them. I like the Baroness is really cool. So then we got, actually Dallas says that Daji skin was pretty lit. I can't afford shit in this event though. Then we have Charles Victor. He says, don't forget Ah Kwong. Mm-hmm. We have Vic Thor. He says, from a cosmetic point of view, I think the Ragnaros, Hebois, but I will need to take another look because I can't remember them all. Daji was the best for me though, simply because I didn't like any of her other skins that she has. Yeah.
Alright, well, before you wrap things up here with the last of them, I'm going to throw out my favorite, and it was Baroness Izanami. I mean,
yeah.
I like my Izzy, and I just thought that skin was really on point for her, and not only was the skin on point, but the voice pack's pretty solid too.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I love the voice pack for that skin. I love that skin.
I like it. It matches the Baron really nice. I like the little set there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm actually mad because that reminds me, after I bought that skin, I got an Izanami skin that I've always wanted out of the chest. And I was like, really, dude? It was the booster you popped yesterday, Dad.
Yeah, you got the Bloodthirsty, right?
Yes, that one. I always wanted that one. I love that. I still want the Dreadful Doll one.
See, I can see a Cabrakan Baron skin. That'd be pretty cool.
What does Smite Xbox community have here, Guy?
Let's see. We got Kobe Buxton. He says Chibi Ama.
Mm-hmm.
And he says basically because she's my favorite god. Then we have Justin. And he says Spirit Opwash. Gotta love the nod to Kingdom Hearts and the Heartless fans.
Alright, Beagle, wrap us up here with the last two. Or
Okay.
last one.
Last one. And I already freaking read this one. You guys are... I'm not 18 yet, guys. 3 more years, alright? Chill out. Okay.
You gotta listen to us for 3 years if you want to hear that.
I'm sorry. Anyway. Merkin Zombie, Divine Dragon Bologna is dope as fudge. Haha, tricked ya. Wait, can we make Beagle swear? No, you cannot. Not till I'm 18. Whoa. Fudge. Anyway, followed closely by Spirit Outwash, even though he is the bane of my existence right now. And I swear to God, you guys.
In the end here, I'm going to hats off to Big Rick 20 saying hashtag make Beagle swear is greater than hashtag make Beagle read, which I did again tonight. So, all right, and
Sorry,
actually,
guys, it's not my fault.
So, Beagle came up with our community topic for this week, and Beagle, what is our new community topic?
I want to know what your guys' opinion is on the Classic Joust mode.
High five. So let us know what you think about it. And that wraps up our community section. That wraps up our podcast here for the night. So first off, I'm going to throw it over to Aggro here to plug himself a little bit, let you know how to reach out to him and check out some of the stuff he does. Hey folks, HiRezAggro's the end of his audio here got a little corrupted and was not usable, so just to throw out the only thing that we really missed here actually was fortunately just his outro. So you can catch HiRezAggro at HiRezAggro on Twitter. How about that? It's really late and I'm tired, so you get what you get here right now. But you can also find him on Twitch. And again, it's just Aggro there, and that's AGGRO, just in case you're all wondering. You can also search him up on YouTube. He just changed his channel name there, so he forgot what that was, and he said, just search it up. So I'm going to go with that too, because again, I just finished up a conquest here at 1 in the morning, tired, and back to everybody else's goodbyes. And Beagle, how can people get a hold of you?
You can find me on Twitter at Beagle_girl27. I've noticed I've been getting some followers and stuff, and hey, well, you know, if you follow me and we're doing a giveaway while the stupid bot doesn't work, who knows, I might pick you. I just go through my followers, send someone a message. And that was funny last night. And you can find me on PS4 at Beagle_girl2780. Send me a message, let me know you're from the podcast, or I will not accept, because I will think you're just some random person desperate for friends. And also, I don't play as much on PC as I would want to, but it's just been... you can find me on PC at BeagleGirl27 with no underscore. I mostly just log in every day to get my daily on there, but that's about it. But I'll try and play more on there. So yeah.
You can find our buddy Yuki on the PlayStation at Arukatse_Yuki. And you can tweet to him at YukiGaming22. That's all you get, because that's all I know offhand. Guy, how about yourself?
You can find me on Twitter at GSmighty. That's GSMIGHTY. You can find me on PlayStation Network at GuyAJ78, and you can find me on Xbox at GuyAllSmighty.
And Dan.
Can I say the worst for last? I mean, the best for last?
I am.
I know. You can reach me at Split Push Podcast with no A on Twitter. You can find me on PlayStation at dirt_nap_Dan, or dirtxnapxdan. And on, I don't know why, I thought of your name, and I'm like, ew, get that out of my face. But, underscores, noob.
X's child.
Noob. You can also find me on PC at dirtnapdan with no other characters.
Alright. last but not least, the best and the worst, I probably am our team's true Todd. I think I edged Dan out on my good to bad play from match to match at times. But you can catch me on the PlayStation and on Twitter at dirt_nap_dad. And, well, I said that wrong now myself. Naps. Because now I was thinking of your name, because you're the nap, I'm the naps.
Dirt, noob, nap, noob, dad. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I'm a noob. That's how it is. It's just how I roll, man. But we also have our community email, which is community@splitpushpodcast. You can reach us out to there if you need be. Yo, man, hop into the Discord. We've been doing some giveaways in there as well. I don't know what's going on with the bot right now, but hey, it'll work one way or another, and we'll get them out in there. Sometimes you just got to restart that shit.
Right. It's not working right now. It was supposed to give away something like 12 minutes ago, so I'm going to actually draw. I'm actually just going to randomly pick somebody entered right here, and it's going to be Kepri is the name of the person that's going to win it.
Sweet. There you have it. Gotta love technology when it works. So, hey, y'all know the drill. When it comes to dirt naps, you gotta take them before you give them, and when all else fails,
Split push.